This is the point of no return. I mean, I could just pick any class for them.
I'll hit him, and then I'm gonna hit him again.
Do I want to do a bit of min-maxing just for the laughs? I don't care. I don't actually. Let's go. I'd rather be done faster than spend time with that shit. I'm like 40 levels above the fucking story, dude. I'm not too worried about it. Maybe not 40, I'm like 20, 30, I think. I'm like, I assume max level's like 99 or something. I'm almost max level. Not worried about it. I could change their costumes to match their original look, but yeah. Not worried about it.
Come on now, you lot! It's time for Colony 4 to show off his fangs!
I said it already once or twice or 3 times, probably too many times. But I really think it could be, like when we were rushing the base, they should have shown that these people were actually going to be going with us. Like, they kind of just mention it in passing. Like, when you just kind of show up in the boat, there's like other dudes flying in with you, and you're like, okay. And then they mention that, like, the Origins, like, shooting other colonies, and it's like, okay. I think it would have been cool to really, I mean, I think it was a big fuck up to not have some, like, establishing shots of, like, the other colonies planning stuff with you, or at least mobilizing together. Like, I mean, you spend the majority of this story just liberating colonies. I think it's pretty goofy that, they just barely mention that other colonies are fighting with you. I mean, here you get a little something, but, like, I mean, that kind of, like, feeling, I feel like, pervades through, like, the dungeon, right? You're like, oh, there's a war going on out there. Everybody's fighting to, you know, for the future, blah, 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 right? Like, when it's just like, you don't really feel the scale of it. You don't really feel the cause and all the people being there. It's like, you know, it just makes it feel, the gravity of it, I guess, feel, like, way lessened. Like, instead of like, oh, we just drive over to that area on the map, they could have been like, you drive over here, meet up with the colonies, maybe have a small plan, or just, you know, oh, we're gonna take this place. A speech, it doesn't need to be a speech, but, you know, just like something with them there. The different commanders that you've met, you know, seeing some of your side stuff get tied in would be kind of cool. And then we go, you know. I mean, I feel like that's pretty common. It's weird that this kind of drops the ball on the whole scale of everything.
Oh, sorry, boss. It's just the engine's conked out and won't start.
Well, then kick the mudder till it does! You gotta be firm! Really give it some elbow grease here!
Sir, that's insane! This is a delicate instrument.
Delicate? My arse! Whack it! Smack it! Show me who's sparking boss!
I'm telling you, you can't just kick it and...
Well, looky here, guess I'm the boss!
Is this a joke?
All right! Now we can come out swinging. Who's with me?
Yeah!
We owe our lives to
Okay.
them. Now's the time to show them how we shine. Come on, full throttle. Can't let the other colonies steal our thunder now.
Is it just this guy? Because this is one of the only required colonies. There's a few other required colonies. A lot of them are side things, though. And I don't think they have the nuts to actually incorporate side shit into the main story.
Are we?
Zed.
We found him. At last.
How many times is it now that I and you have confronted each other here like this? Yes, you're welcome to come on up. How many incarnations? How many ascents into the spotlight? And once again, I shall endeavor to ask this of you. Tell me, why not resign yourself to the flow?
It's unfortunate. Sounds like my memory isn't all that.
You have come to stop the flow, have you not? This march of time, stilled for eternity. You intend to stop it by removing me.
So is it flowing, or is it stopped? You're not making any sense, mate.
Basically, if we can take you down, the world kicks up again. At least, that's what I'm picking up from all that.
Human desires can be much likened to a river flowing. All humanity yearns for it, the endless now. That is why I'm here, you'll find. My existence alone, it is proof and evidence.
Cut the crap. Who in the world would possibly wish for this? I refuse to be controlled by you.
Although, thanks to the stunts you pulled, we managed to twig onto a whole lot of stuff. We learned how best to use the time we have. And for that, you get a real good thanking.
You said it. Though 10 years is a mere glimpse, we now know the importance of true choice. We'll build it for ourselves. A world with the freedom to choose!
Not a hollow world of fiction like this one! Everyone wants a reality that they can believe in!
Freedom is nothing more than fiction, a deception. Those with power, those who can choose, think nothing of it. What then of those who cannot choose? What about the meek and frail? Not everyone is granted as many options as you all have. Will you share? Give them some of yours? Will you call that charity? Or compassion? Will you show it? Imagining them who are granted it to be thus satisfied? Imagining not a piece of wretchedness to remain? Making the best possible choices under duress, living the best life. There are no losers in the world I offer. With a turn of the clock, anyone can be a winner, given the time.
The only thing we ever do is take lives! There is no winning! You can't just invent some rule!
Why do you recoil from taking lives? The world itself has set this rule. Why resist? It is through consumption of life that this world persists. Denying it is self-delusion. The only outcome, self-destruction. It is unequivocal fact. The imperative that is intrinsic to all living things. The source of our power, and of all living things, lies therein. Young, spirited people, trading lives, aiming for new, ever loftier heights with each new day, That explosive motive power is something we lack. The essence of life. And we are here to express ourselves as an embodiment of life.
I tapped out a long time ago, brother, sorry. Also, I got the wrong coffee. Meant to get the big ass, cheaper one.
So that's it? That's what you're getting at? Just for that, you gave those two an impossible choice? Is that why you made Joran and Chris into Mobius?
Of course. As for the why, it's because it amuses me. The action-packed drama of your lives. We are its foremost audience. Now then, play it out for me. What will the next act entail? Bereavement or revenge? A revolution, perchance? This world is never boring. Not while your lives continue to make it so effervescent.
I'll end him.
I just got it.
Huh?
Fighting in order to live. The words Miyabi left me with. Now.
And the pan down.
This is exactly when they
the
were
epic
for.
monologue pan.
Yeah, Mio's got it right. At first it was all fun and games. When we got Ouroboros powers, we were just like, happy to get to live a little longer. That was it.
But now, things are different.
We learned that for many, there aren't any choices on the table at all. Because they were taken from them by a bunch of crusty old mutters.
The strength you talk about is all just smoke and mirrors. Real strength is different.
That's right. Knowing when to be close and when to let go. Walking together. Eventually choosing who you really are. That is strength. And that's the real battle here.
Everybody
to find that answer.
Synchronized, relax, and then back to weapons.
Moment to moment. And if you dare denounce that common right, we will defy you. To live in a future over which you lay no claim.
At least his VA's going for it, dude.
Sealing away your powers is trivial to me. Now then, the curtain rises.
My interlink. The fight where I have to just fight with normal shit. I just started glazing over, dude. After like a couple minutes of the battle of ethics and all that. It's just such the same old shit, dude. I don't know. Like, I can handle me a nice battle of, you know, wills and the philosophy blabbering, but there's just not engaged enough in what's going on in the first place to really get invested in these guys spouting nonsense at each other. I mean, even him just being like, oh, I just do it for amusement, it's like that could be fine. Even though it's just typical comically evil shit, but it's like it just doesn't have the atmosphere, he just doesn't have the charisma, it's just,
Is your marrow.
Like, it's a very, like, high concept thing, right? Like, this is some embodiment of, you know, the will of, like, people wanting to keep, you know, living in the now because all of the worlds are colliding and they're gonna have to, like, rebirth reality. But, like, it just doesn't own the concept well enough, dude. It just comes across as the same old fucking goofy bullshit. Little fishes, crowd me not. They have like no damage, dude. I guess that's the idea, though.
Let me think. You define it.
And our healer is sitting over there. I had to manually control him so he actually would get near the tank.
Let
the tank's
stage
losing
of
health.
battle scorch your flesh.
I'll show you. You won't get away. Double whack.
Futility. Behold. Let me see.
You won't get away.
So this is fine. Rarely do you have something that like appears on the field and you have to move like around it. Like even just something that simple. It's just not there. I think leaning into some slightly heavier action kind of shit, and then being able to like swap between different party members for strategy would probably be a way to take the series, but I mean obviously you don't want to go full action. You are moving around on the field, right? Like it's still it's not turn-based, so it's like you kind of have to grapple with those kinds of ideas still. Yeah, I think I've only got the super bosses left. That was the majority of my playthrough, was just running through areas out of order. That's why I'm like 50 bazillion levels over every story thing. That was fun. It was fun doing things out of order and chaining harder guys to end up in, you know, I'd fight a guy that I could beat this guy. And now I can go back and fight this guy. And then I can go back and fight that guy because I'm getting big XP from each of them. And that was cool. As long as that lasted. I kind of like feeling like, ooh. Not that you're breaking the system because they purposely let you do that, but that kind of feeling of, you know, going against the flow of the game. It's kind of like what makes like a sequence break fun. So I enjoyed that.
I have always known just how.
But yeah, I was doing it as I went, so there wasn't like a final right before the end that I went back and did a bunch. I just did them as they were relevant.
the day. I've decided to have myself killed too.
Oh, Shania was such an interesting character.
I didn't want to believe that we were the same.
I'll live for him, for Yoren.
Break free.
And keep my friends alive. This I swear.
I'm not going to imitate others' ways of living anymore. I'm staying true to who I am, and that's the way it's going to be.
And I really wish they would have done Senna better. Oh. Little Ouroboros thing here. This is cute. I mean, I like the idea of this, that they break the shackles by kind of wrapping up like a character development arc, right? I mean, that all hinges on how strong the writing was, right? And I like Lance a lot. I hate a lot of his interactions were cool and his animations in his VA. But Senna sadly just didn't have much, man. Too much of it hinged on the really weak Shania interactions. And it's like, I get what her development is, it's not like it didn't happen, but it just doesn't... It's not strong, it doesn't resonate very hard.
Very good. The first step in your so-called revolution.
I thought Ouroboros was supposed to be outside of his realm of control. How does he stop us from using it?
Carefully what you would term your strength.
What was he even sucking up? Was he supposed to be sucking up the Mobius people? Or just he's just kind of over there just chilling?
I need you to live, Tyon. You must. Flee for the colony.
Who cares about the past? We aren't gonna give up.
The power of plot.
I have to do. I work to better myself, so I won't make the same mistakes.
I can barely hear them.
I'm gonna win this. Too right, you pick mine.
You guys remember the end to the new World Ends With You? That was pretty cool, huh? Just thinking about that, no particular reason, just thinking about it. I don't know why it popped in my head. Definitely not because this is kind of whatever, right? But conceptually this is cool, the execution's not super good. I mean, it relies on the writing, the actual, like, visual payoff here of them breaking their chains and shit kind of just feels... And you can barely hear them talk, and it's just kind of like, oh, a chain attack. I mean, it's still neat, it's different, but it's all very scripted. I think the sound is the biggest issue.
You can count on me.
It's fine. I'm not railing on it that hard, but I like it conceptually.
I see. You would grow strong enough to withstand adversity.
what is he even supposed to be doing? Like sucking their juice up?
Fleeting beings, what
I
will
can't
you
even
show
tell.
me next? Come now, entertain me.
I mean, fucking Paper Mario does a better job of showing.
Noah.
When fucking Hooktail eats a bunch of fucking toads in the audience to get health back, man. I mean, that's fucking visually executed better than whatever this was. I don't even know what he was doing. He's just kind of juicing up in the audience, I guess.
We've come this far harboring everyone's hopes
and dreams.
And so, we would never stop.
Maybe I'm just being unfair.
We've come so far.
We won't lose to you. We'll fight for all the people alive. Their desires must build the bridge to the future.
We'll finish it here. I'll handle it. All right.
Well, you rip off the dude. Z. Yeah, I wonder if he's just gonna be just a human. I mean, this is pretty long. I wouldn't be surprised if this was just it. But some kind of like, yeah, formless or like fluid, like weird, you know, like evolution form, some primal form or something. I don't know. Who God knows. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something, right?
I can hardly believe that your strength has grown thus. You would usurp me, grasp the future. I cannot assent. The curtain closes. I can do an infinite whenever.
I'm sorry. I can't go easy on you. You won't get away.
You because they better.
I need you.
Behold.
You like that?
You won't get away.
Well, there's Noah and Mio doing a level fucking 2 interlink for some reason. No, he's actually playing an actual Noah. Oh, there's the sword of origin.
Let me give you a taste.
I'm actually letting us fight him now. Yeah, just out of nowhere.
This is all a sham.
Whoa. Now is he gonna evolve into some crazy shit? Or is it gonna be like, ah, so this is the way nature is supposed to be? Good work. Cool. Or is he just as goofy as the rest of them? He's just dead. I feel like there's gotta be something big still.
Is this Zed's true form? Or origins?
Why do this? If you restart Origin, time in perpetuity will flow once more. The opposing worlds will overlap. What lies beyond is oblivion. You ought to be aware of this.
Yeah, Dross, yeah.
Yet even knowing it, you advance toward the future. Why?
Why? Let me turn it around for you. How can you be so sure? There should be a future where it doesn't happen.
No such thing exists.
I love the fucking reasoning, dude. How do you... He's like, oh, two worlds are about to overlap, possibly erasing everything. Why would you risk it? And the guy's like, how do you know it won't happen? It's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna put it all in chance. It's raining hard, man. So much for the rain stopping, dude. My power already flickered earlier and I had to restart the stream.
The present is all we need.
Can't wait for that to happen.
Is our unyielding wish.
It's one good thing about the Switch. This power can go out and I can still be at the same place. Yeah, I love the rain. I just don't like when the lightning takes out my power. Evil mech with funnels.
Hear me, my loyal subjects. Starting imminently, we shall commence a full attack on Origin. The battle is not a fabrication. It is a fight to seize control of our lives. I need you now. Entrust your lives to your rightful queen, Melia Antiqua.
Now everybody's gonna work together in a scene. I just had to, for some reason, save it to like after everything's happened. Was Melia gonna get in a giant fucking mech? Yeah, that always gets me in every game, and I imagine it's hardware limitations. But it's always like, hello, all my vassals, we're going to war, where's my army? And it's like an army of like 5 people or something, right? Like Skyrim. The Imperials versus the Nords, and it's like 10v10. I'm like, okay. So are we gonna control any of these, or there's cutscenes? Oh, is Nia gonna be in the other castle? Or is Melia just gonna fucking carry everything, dude? After getting her juices sucked for like a few millennia. They just really wanted to have a fucking crazy mech combination thing. But they never allow you to actually use a mech in the game at all, dude. It's only for Xenoblade X. Every Xeno game has to have a bunch of mechs, but
right now inside Origin,
optional usage.
Fighting against all odds to create a future for us all. Those brave ones, they want to teach us the true meaning of life. For the future they dare to forge. Let us join the path that they showed us. Let us join the fight.
Yeah, what if you were in the castle? Because, you know, there's a lot of people who live in there and then it's just like twisting around and you're just like, ah. What if you didn't want to go, dude? You're just in one of the random, like, legs or something right now, like, ah. Bent 20 different ways. It's always odd how the combat
all those colonies fighting as one.
is non-stop sound,
Now that is a sight.
and the cutscenes are very quiet with only a few sound channels.
Today. Commander, we'll do it. We'll build it for you. A new world for every one of us.
And the special beam cannon, dude.
It has been a while, Mia. Queen of Agnes. I am in your debt, across the centuries.
Nonsense. Don't mention it. I simply did what needed doing, and entrusted the rest to the right people.
I see that you're still affecting that elocution.
Oh my, it befits me not.
Do not hide your stripes.
All right. Then let's thrash those goons, Melia.
Gladly. Together. The will of young people, weaving a future. That is, the indispensable force that drives worlds forward.
Shulk picked the wrong wife, dude. What if Fiona ended up looking that good?
I know just how scary taking the first step can be. And yet, it was young folks like that
You gotta be like Rex and fuck every chick.
overcoming their own fears.
Isn't Rex canonically in the end of the second one end up fucking romancing all three of them? This fucking Giga Chad, dude.
In the hope that the future will birth more such people.
It's like, I mean, I love that they did it. They're like, ah, fuck it. You know what? Whatever your favorite waifu is, they all won. There's fucking bangs, all three of them did. Nope. Punch. Everybody likes seeing some big fucking robots smash each other around, dude. You can't go too wrong with that. Although at the end of the day, it's gonna have to come down to us, I'd imagine.
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to proceed. This world must remain in the endless now!
Now I get it. The true source of power from which Mobius stems. And why they so desperately seek the endless now.
Yes, I think I see it too. What the Queen said. There is some Mobius within us as well.
Yeah, and it's our own selves. We're scared of ourselves, and we lose track.
Jesus
We cut off our own way to the future.
The possibilities.
In that case, there's only one thing we can do.
To believe in the path we've walked this
We're
far.
gonna finish each other's sentences. I mean, at least with these two, it makes sense. I was really hoping everybody would finish each other's sentences, though. Because, I mean, they interlink and they, like, feed each other's memories and shit into each other, so... At least there'd be a reason for them to finish each other's sentences, other than just silly fucking Japanese writing, dude. I don't say Japanese writing, that's not accurate. I mean, it is, but... Tropey JRPG writing is a better way to put it. Because it's more of a JRPG thing. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Only level 2 Noah. You an idiot. You just kick us out of our Mobius forms? Or not Mobius, but Ouroboros. Oh, great. He's just evading everything for some reason. Guess he had a few seconds of invincibility. Is there even any point using chain attack? He's just gonna like have invincibility at some point. I'll save it as a as a free full heal.
easy for us.
Pretty sure I'm like the only one healing right now. Noah barely does anything.
How about something like this?
All right. I'll take point.
Oh wow, for the first time they didn't play the chain attack music. I'm glad. Try to retain some kind of atmosphere here. It's a time and a place, man. This would not be the time to have some random chain attack fucking song going on. You don't want to make the final fight feel in any way like the rest of them. I mean, the easy way to make it distinct is to just not use the same fucking music, right? I mean, that's the whole point. Gravity to it.
Check out what I've got in mind. I used my thinking muscles for this one. Alright, coming right up.
Allow me. You're in for it now.
I was waiting for this.
How the debuffs never work, man.
We can go all night.
I even have a debuff class if every boss just resists them all. It's goofy.
Mind handing this one to me? Got it! I'm in the hot seat!
I'll start us off.
More where that came from.
Time for the big one.
Nice job! Don't get carried away.
Observe my strategy.
How about something like this? Yippee!
Let me do the honors.
I'm with you.
One more for the road.
I'll pound them to dust. Alright, coming right up.
Are we even actually doing damage then?
I'll start us off.
Okay, yeah, it shows numbers and his health moved down. I wasn't sure. Wouldn't put it past him just to fucking mess with us.
More where that came from.
I was waiting for this. I got you in my sight. Hope you're ready for us. These fists just don't stop punching. Stay right there. Got a surprise for you.
And don't come back.
And never come back.
Run to the ends of the world.
Come on now.
Nobody's running.
Don't get carried away.
You're in good
I say.
Behold, the curtain rises once again. I hope you'll give us Mobius a good show.
Hey, where's Leo and the others?
Some Earthbound vibes. Screaming faces in the back.
Cheers, you're a gem. Don't get carried away.
The other team won't even have a heal, dude.
I'll show you.
Quit being an idiot and stay back. You wanna play?
Time for you to breathe.
Stay on guard for now.
Hello? Oh, okay, I guess this is supposed to happen scripted. I was like, you could be really fucked.
Noah and the others are trapped. I must hurry to their rescue.
Get a load of this.
Get a load of this. Eggman.
Now is our chance. I am sending you reinforcements. Everyone, lend Ouroboros your power. All is for the future connected.
I won't be defeated. Not here, not now.
What's this guy?
Beginning final mission.
And do we get all the actual side characters?
Hopes are won. They always have been.
Not all of these are main requirements,
Sorry to keep you waiting.
which is cool. Like Silver Coat Ethel, it's kind of hidden to actually like turn back into her adult form.
You owe me one, okay?
I'm getting the FF14. What dude, we got all these people here. How the fuck wasn't this possible before? And this will help a lot. That's cool. I guess less side content you do, the shittier your performance is going to be in this. Always like some kind of a main story reward of actually doing side stuff. Makes it feel like it all kind of comes together more.
Now, to stamp out this evil at its source.
We were saving the best for later.
I pledged myself to you after all.
Riku add power to mix.
Banana make open path.
If you think you can interfere, then you have misassessed me grossly. And yet you will make not a shred of difference.
Many thanks.
Giant face.
Now is our time. You better be ready. You're dealing with me. This'll keep me going.
Get there. You won't get away. Get there.
They're getting SMT vibes. YHVH shit going on.
You dare defy my will also?
I wonder if some of these faces he's making I was supposed to like recognize. I mean, I know some of them for sure, but
How long will you defy me?
like some of them are just their faces. But I wonder if there's like any like kind of hidden faces, like a Shulk or you know. That scientist from Africa or whatever the fuck had a... That guy. He's got a bunch of names. Well, I think he's just fucking dead, but God knows, man, they could bring people back. Oh, guitar. Yep, another cutscene. Every time I get in my fucking Ouroboros form, it's a cutscene, dude. Like how you can still hear our interlinks running out right now, you can hear them. So sloppy, dude. We're like hearing our interlinks fucking... I don't think I can go much longer. Fucking hell, just cut the audio, man.
Let's go and help them then. We'll grab the future with both hands this time round.
I have long awaited this moment. I too shall join the fight.
Forma de Melia. Okay, 2 hits.
Give it everything.
Zed, that future of despair you foretold. Just watch, because we're about to change it. Ready to
I can barely hear them. Well, they definitely have to be the 2 classes we don't already have. The post-game classes. They got animations and they're here, man. Not DLC. Oh, there are DLC classes in the expansion pass, of course. There's the music. We really had to bring back the chain attack music when there was a perfectly good new guitar song. What the fuck, dude? Really? They just threw it away, dude. Was it supposed to be epic that we're hearing the chain attack music we've heard thousands of times again? Am I missing something, dude? Feels like a remixed version of it, that'd be cool. Just the same shit, dude. Chain guy. I mean, it's a good song, it's just, I've heard it so many times and you associate it with just normal fights.
Check out what I've got in mind.
Great! Everyone get ready!
I'll take point. I'll follow your lead.
Get down!
Oh, we're not done yet! Leave it to Uni!
This should be our plan of attack.
Yippee! Allow me!
More where that came from!
Get down!
And one for good measure! Just one!
How's this for a plan? All right.
Allow me!
I'll follow your lead.
Get down!
This isn't the end!
This isn't the end. That would just be funny if they stopped your chain attack, one of the big features of the game, and then the boss just cuts it short, or like he's just invincible the whole time for the big final chain attack, just so they could have like another minor cutscene.
I'll start us off!
We're doing actual damage though, so that is not the case.
More where that came from!
I was waiting for this.
I'm hard on your heels! Now's to finish your turn! Got you now! Take your breathing!
Strike true! Upon this sword, I pledge my strength!
Time to win out the big gun.
I need you here! We're unstoppable! More where that came from!
How about this?
Going in!
Not even 2 mil there. There we got the instant chain attack right after. Or instant Ouroboros. Surely he's done now, dude. I mean, we got everybody, man. Everybody's here, dude.
What power? Crazy. of people's will.
You taking the mick? It's terrifying.
You taking the
Not knowing
mick?
how tomorrow will turn out. How you will.
But still, you can't just hold it in place. If you did that, you'd never change. You can't change the world like that.
I want to move on. We'll claim the future and shape it ourselves.
And when you cannot choose, what then? In that desperate moment, who will be there to soothe you? The self is all that exists. As such, the only cure for despair is total oblivion. That is the face of the world. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. This rotten world. I loathe it.
The writing in this game is so bad. Even the final big bad guy was just a goofball, dude. Just like the rest of them. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, there wasn't a single interesting bad guy, man.
Lieutenant, what's that light? It's coming from inside Origin.
I'm gonna eat my donut.
No, the cries of Mobius. With the sheer ferocity of it. Noah. Mio.
The sheer ferocity. Oh, he did come help them at the last minute still. So I guess I was right.
So he didn't disappear back then?
Mm-mm. They were inside, with us. Think about it. They're still really the same people.
We were conceived from regret. Sorry. Unlike you, who sprung forth from hope, regret is our be-all and end-all. If only we'd made the right choice. If only things had been different.
Blindly, we never tried to change ourselves, wishing only that the world would instead. We clung to the egotistical dream of being together forever.
But that's only natural. Anyone would wish for that. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Thank you. But now, our prolonged existence here, it only serves to strengthen those within this frozen moment in time, who would keep it thus.
So you see, we have but one choice here.
Stop it! M! Don't do it! We'll think of a way to deal with Mobius!
What you see over there is not Zed or Mobius, but a single, intense desire. Your thoughts, they can never affect a desire. But we who embody that very same desire.
What the fuck is going on?
You can just stay here! Please, stay! Walk this world with us! We can walk it together!
Noah's right! You've done enough! You don't have to do this! You could finally be here together!
Such kindness. Your eyes, they brim with it. I ask myself, were our eyes the same on that day?
No.
Who was their kid anyways, man?
was a hope for the future. Our hearts and our dreams intertwined, and we were given the chance to weave new life. And therefore, it's all good.
It's all good, brother. 8 minutes
Believe in
over.
yourselves. All of you will certainly reach heights that we were unable to. You guys can surely make it.
You can take our place in the future.
On to something, man. Fighting humanity's desires is, and they're in the form of pure desire, some shit. Look, man. We're gonna do that. I'll just play Persona 3 again, man. Would it be Xenoblade without the field of grass, man?
Zed and the other Mobius. They wanted to protect the world too.
That's why they created one they could control. I see where they were coming from.
That's something that we feel almost every day.
Having to change. To continue to change. That's sparking scary. But we
Sparking.
can say this. Even if we are reborn later, right then, what we think and feel that moment is real. To sacrifice that is never the right way.
Jesus Christ, the pan around everybody as they fucking throw out the platitudes, dude.
With your decision?
We got it.
Very soon, the stilled flow of time will restart. You can change your mind if you act now.
You did not just tell us to become Mobius.
Yeah, can you even imagine?
Noah?
Why are you wavering, Noah?
Some want to go on, and some want to stay. In this world, there are so many mingled desires. But do we? Does anyone have the right to choose?
Oh, don't you start minding us now. Just having the chance to be born in that world you make, that'll be plenty. So, you know, you just gotta do it your way.
Can we had somebody else say something than Gondor, dude?
Though if I can, I might want a better name, eh? Noah.
Monica didn't say a damn word.
Same thing.
What
It's
the-
how the future should
That could have
be.
been a cool Gondor
You're
with
right.
mother moment.
The future is right there.
Whatever, dude.
Believe in the actions you've taken, in your friends. And above all, you should believe in yourselves.
Well then, the answer's simple.
I'm gonna make a harem with tens of thousands of people in it. My world. What if Origin just doesn't work and everybody just dies? That'd be really fucking. That'd be a fucking story, dude. It's like they knew all their fucking sappy platitude bullshit was fucking not very good, and then they just kill everybody. I would kneel on stream for sure.
Noah, come on! Ain't got all day.
Yeah. I know. Right with you.
I mean, I guess that's cute.
I realized there's something I haven't said yet.
Well, they're giving up fighting, right? They've lived a life of fighting. I mean, I'd keep it still, but I get it.
Thank you for sticking with me. Without you by my side, I'd never have made it here.
Oh, come on. You had to say that?
I'm serious here.
I know you are.
Huh?
Listen, Noah, I feel just the same. Without you, I think my wishes would never have come true.
I see. I guess so.
Well, I see.
So I'll say it too. Thank you, Noah. Truly.
How about a fucking smooch?
We weren't
Jesus
half bad as a
Christ.
team, were we?
Yeah, passable, for sure.
Just passable. I'm sure you meant unsurpassable, right?
Oh, I think I'll let you decide the passing grade, Lancey.
Lance.
Come on, weirdo.
Guess we won't be working out together anymore.
The music, here we go.
I'm not keeping tabs, but don't you slack off.
I am not gonna slack off. I'll train every day, thinking of you.
Yeah.
I guess this is supposed to be some romance too.
Here,
What's this?
a herbal tea recipe. You have to dry your own leaves. You should manage.
It's a whole book, man.
Isn't this kind of pointless?
Pointless?
I mean, if the worlds are gonna drift apart again, this paper won't last.
I considered that, of course. The paper and the ink, it all comes from your world.
And the leaves for the tea? Even those and all?
What do you think?
We'll check you out.
Who am I if not scrupulous?
Who? Well, you're my best bud. Both best, to be exact.
Best bud.
Only fourth? Huh. Wait a minute. There's Noah and Lance. Did she count Joran? Oh, why am I only listing guys? Just chill out, Tyon.
What's up? Is there a problem?
At least put me second or even third. Fourth seems a little harsh.
I'll think about it.
Jesus Christ.
It is time.
Everyone's here. I thought the worlds were gonna collide together,
Guess this is goodbye.
not separate.
Still, even if we're worlds apart, I swear I won't.
I won't let go. Not ever. I'll always be with you.
I mean, there's a post game,
Our feelings
so unless
forever interlinked.
the post game is like,
Wherever we are.
oh, he's going in, dude.
Wherever we are.
He's going in.
Nice, dude. Can the other two go in?
Our worlds in their current state.
I'm only allowed to have the main character.
If in passing, they do themselves harm, I suppose, even then they cannot but carry on.
Still, I have faith. Even if now we become separated for a time, one day we'll surely get to walk hand in hand again.
Alright.
Everyone,
It's the fake Monado Shulk made or whatever. Oh, it's Poppy, man. Based. Oh man, dude. Holy based, dude. I'd heard something about a photo like this, but I didn't expect our dude to straight up be fucking. Oh, dude. What a fucking machine, dude. Oh, man. I love it too because they're all sitting down with their babies and our dude's just standing behind them. You fucking hyper chat, man. That is so good, dude. Holy fuck, man. Fucking Rex just fucked all three of them and had fucking, he bred all three of them, dude. Holy. Did Melia even bang Shulk, dude? They were both in Future Connected. I don't remember if it was Shulk or Fiora that he banged, or maybe he didn't bang either of them. It's worth playing the whole game just to see Rex bang 3 different fucking chicks in some post credits. What the fuck is this, dude? That's some Nomura shit, dude. Gonna stretch your hands out. The idea of some of this could be really cool, but fuck, there's the hands. It's just the execution, dude. It's just not there, man. It's not there. Conceptually, the story has some cool stuff going on. There could be some neat shit, but...
I'll come see you! I promise!
How you gonna do that?
One day! I promise!
They're not even supposed to be just different planets. They're like different realities. Unless they're fully fused now.
This is the truth of our world. Memories melt in the morning light, and
Oh my god, dude.
a new day begins.
I fucking love it, man. That not only did they...
Roads.
Because, okay, the planet is whatever, we don't give a shit. The sappy bullshit, whatever. But that they added in that scene in the second game, I think like in a patch, where he's with all 3 of them holding their hands, just so that you didn't get like... You didn't feel like, like anybody got dicked over like in the first game. And then they they fucking double down, man. And he's fucked all of them and had kids with all of them, dude. Fucking Rex, man.
Stretch out before us. So many paths.
They could have just left it ambiguous, right? Like he's just holding all their hands. They're all hanging out together. Like, hey, maybe together, maybe they're not. But no, they're like, yes, he absolutely laid some fucking pipe.
Which do you choose?
So good.
That's up to you.
It just completely derails this whole fucking ending,
You
man.
might run astray. You'll stop. Maybe cry in frustration.
Still laughing, dude.
But you know, that's all right. For
I don't
the
even-
roads, they go on.
Whatever,
without end.
dude. Say whatever, man.
So look up, face forward,
You'll never be as cool as
toward
Rex,
your
dude.
chosen horizon.
Oh, it's his pose. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're all sitting there in like unison, holding the babies the same ways, and he's just fucking standing behind him, arms on him, like he's just the breeder, dude. Like just the super chat, man, right? Like they could have all just been standing around with their kids or whatever, but no, it's like lined up in a row. Like it's the most like fucking like Rex the breeder fucking thing you could do. Like you don't even care about Morag and the others, dude. It's just like it's all in on fucking Rex, dude.
Just
Like they all have identical chairs and shit. And... I assume there's going to be some kind of expansion game or something. Maybe to show Rax and Shulk and all them working together to create all of this junk. It's a shame. I mean, it'd be cool to see the interactions there, but it's like, god damn, man. And for this story, it's like, I don't want to see a prequel to this story. That was my thing with Tornos. Like, I just didn't care because it was like, the main story wasn't that great in the first place. And it's like, I especially wouldn't want to see it in this, but I'm tapped out on this world, dude. I mean, you can make a sequel where it's like a totally new thing in like some post-world or what's going on here, but it's like, even though it's like, it'd be cool to see Rex and all them, and Shulk, it's like, god, dude. Just in service of some like Mobius shit, I just couldn't even be bothered, man. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure he just fucking one after another, dude. I love it though. I mean, you don't see that in fucking JRPGs or much of anything game-wise. Or especially not JRPGs, with just like the romantic finish to the game, right? Or undertones. Like, we didn't even see fucking Lance and Uni and all them get fucking together. But they'll show fucking Rex straight up breeding, man. Fucking breed lord, dude. That's so good. I would start another game right after this, but I think I'm gonna go watch some shit on this. I'm curious what people's thoughts are. I don't even know if there might be quests out. We'll see what the post game looks like. I don't really want to like fuck around too much, man. I'm pretty done. Fucking breed lord, dude. That's so good, man. Anyways, we could go super into it. I wrote so many notes, man, but honestly, I think we're just gonna kind of give it a little once over. I mean, I'll talk a bunch once I get going, I'm sure, but try to talk during the post game. Try to have a more concise or comprehensive and concise discussion or summary or whatever you want to call it of the next game we play. This one just got so fun. Well, I'll talk, of course, but I don't know if I'll go through all my notes. Anyways, I need to take a quick piss. Oh man, that's one of the best fucking images in video games right there, dude. Anyways, I guess I'll start talking about it here. Obviously I played most of this off stream, so not gonna really have a whole lot to refer back to video wise, if anybody's interested, but overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. or it was solid but not great. Yeah, I mean the game was worth it just to see that, right? Play the whole series just because it's only as funny as it is if you've played 2, because Rex is such a fucking wacko, man. And that game's so hyper like anime. Which when I say that I like anime, I don't mean to say I don't, but it's like aggressively anime. And then to have in the next game at the very end showing Rex again, like the Dork Lord fuck like breeding all these chicks, man. It's just funny, dude. Yeah, it's one of those, it's you gotta play the whole series to enjoy it, or at least 2. But yeah, I would say overall it was solid. I had fun with it. I think a lot of that fun was derived from pretty, I don't want to say shallow things, but it was mostly just rewards. It was kind of like XP, discovering new little areas. I'd fight bosses, find chests. It was kind of this like fun, well-paced reward cycle, going in places out of order. So it was a cool kind of adventure. It wasn't that like, oh man, I just see a place and I just want to adventure, and I just, you know, kind of like Elden Ring or like Breath of the Wild sometimes, and you just kind of go. It's a lot more tied into the RPG kind of loop of exploring to get, you know, a reward, then explore to like find, you know, like a boss, which is a reward, I guess. And, I do think there were fun, like real things. Some of the side quests are written pretty well, so those are fun to go mess around with. Some of the sites and stuff are okay, but for the most part, it's kind of just like an addicting sort of fun. There's just a lot to do. Most of it's generally pretty interesting. I just think the game in most areas is just kind of lacking. I don't think this one's super ambitious. At the time, Xenoblade, the scale of it, the art direction, all of that was just very unique, and still is. The scale and the art direction is still very good, still the best in the series, in my opinion. But now there's a lot of stuff that's done this, right? I mean, SMT5 is doing it, Elden Ring's doing it, Breath of the Wild's doing it. So you can't just get by on the novelty of having big ass areas. So I think I would have liked some more ambition, some ways to explore. You know, it doesn't have to just be mechs and vehicles, but that could be something, right? This part of the song's good. It could just be really good art direction. I don't think this matches up to the first one. In some ways, it doesn't even match up to the second one. A lot of it's, I feel like, your skyboxes and, you know, your sights. The first game just has this really awesome feeling of seeing like the giant, you know, mechs in the distance, and knowing you're climbing around pieces of it. It's just very novel. It's very cool. The second one kind of tries, but it's not as interesting. And this is just a place. Like, it's not really super interesting, and the areas are, I wouldn't say super generic, but you know, it's like, it's nothing crazy, right? Like, and then, one sec here. Actually, let me just finish my thought. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that it's not. There's nothing that's like. Okay, I wouldn't say that. There's some things that are just bad. I think the dialogue is just pretty shit. I mean, it's obviously not like the worst in the world, but it's whatever. It has its moments, mostly in side content and small interactions, but the minute-to-minute dialogue, the action scenes, the big moments is usually just full of fucking like just monologues and platitudes and just your typical tropey bullshit, and they get so overkill with it, you almost lose the plot. You almost don't even know what they're talking about anymore. They're just going. And if that's not happened to you, you glaze over, dude. I'm telling you, today, half of these, I just glazed over, man. I was like, man, we've been saying just bullshit for like 4 minutes. And then in the next cutscene, another 4 minutes of bullshit. It's like, I'm over it. like, really need better writing, man. Conceptually, the story's cool. I like the idea of, some embodiment of human emotions, worlds colliding between the different games, and that, how they're gonna get past that and it getting abused, right? To create this new time-stopped world of the now or whatever. There's some cool stuff there, and with the right execution, interesting bad guys, interesting, exploration of like the humanity element of it. I mean, that's the whole point, is it's all about this subconscious human desires and stuff, like really digging into that and feeling it. Could have been cool, but it's like it doesn't do that much for you as a fan service thing with the worlds colliding, although you do get to see some of the different 1 and 2 zones kind of mix a bit and some of the characters, but then it's like, and all the new shit, it's like, I don't know, so I think that's like the worst thing. I think the rest of it is just like, it's serviceable. I was talking about the exploration earlier, but I guess the idea is I'm just trying to go over kind of like, because it's not like easy just to nail down, because like for what it's doing right, in the same categories it's doing something poorly. Like the combat, my playthrough is like 180 something hours, and I've still got some post game to do. Now I was moving really slowly off stream. I go giga slow. I'm pausing all the time, just sitting around. I would imagine that if I did it all on the stream, it'd be more like 150, 160. Now, we'll talk more about it in a bit. Let's see what happened here. I can't get too much into the story without saying it all, right? Yeah, it's long. I mean, I did like everything.
What are you doing, man? They'll start the fireworks without us.
Get a move on already, or all the good spots will be taken.
Exactly, so come on, move it.
Sorry, I zoned out for a sec. I'm coming.
Okay, I assume that means they all got back together. Well, that's a pretty cool company logo thing there. Little what do you call it? A little video, little something. So I'm guessing post game is going to be like beforehand then. Okay. And lower your character's level. And set the hero's accessories. Special size. The Monado.
It's good to keep a record.
As the morning sun rises, my lingering memories fade. I no longer see your silhouette. It's too far gone into the haze. But hey, it's all right. I won't forget you. Not until we can meet again. I swear it.
only implied that they were met back together when their kids there, but the question is, are we gonna see that in another game more officially, or is that not it? I mean, all of these have been semi-sequels to each other, or hard sequels to each other. So maybe. So what is postgame just gonna be during the game? Definitely not as interested then. Even if we're gonna get Melia and the. Or I wonder if you have to actually like. How do you even get them? Am I in postgame? Have to look it up or something.
We just had to persevere.
I don't know if you have to be a New Game Plus or post game Xenoblade. I'm curious what all there is. After completing Slur, return to the castle and go to the first floor. In Cavis. Oh yeah. Here's what the story stuff's gonna be on them. I'll get more into, I guess, thoughts on the game here. Very disjointed. Apologies.
Excuse
for that.
me.
That voice.
Wait. I know who you are.
Your Majesty!
Did it fail?
Supposed to be like a
I
disguise.
understand how you feel, but you must think of your own well-being. Please, have patience. I beg you.
Surely I have been patient enough. Stuck there in Origin. It's enough to send one insane.
Can we help you?
Her Majesty is insisting that she explore the outside world undercover.
That's so fucking wacky. It's like not post game. Like it's post game, but it's actually still before we've defeated the final boss. Because the end of the story is all the world disappearing or whatever. So it's like, where does this even fit?
I wanted to see for myself what the beings of this world thought, what they needed. Until now, all I could do was perceive data, but no longer.
I know, yes, but if you simply...
There are things you can't understand unless you experience them for yourself.
Yeah, it's like a... Is it just like the moment you save her, and then the moment you save the world is actually like months instead of like an hour?
Then at least allow us to accompany you.
If I go with you...
How about if we went with you? We're quite well traveled around Ionios now. There are plenty of places we could show you around, I'm sure.
And of course, we share a common goal. There are people out there living in the harshest conditions, yet still they struggle on. We want to help them all too, just like you.
You want to help?
More people makes for more Marys. Would be mega Marys with more
Manana, you must refer to Her Highness in the proper manner.
Manana speaking proper? Oh, that right. Many sorries, Melly.
Melly? Please, Your Highness, forgive our insolence.
Oh, Tyon did a boo-boo.
I didn't.
It's been a long time since anyone called me that. Then I have a proposal. They will be my only guards.
Your Majesty, why must you
do this?
Like she just got back. I mean, I guess they might still be super loyal despite having their world upturned not 2 seconds ago and finding out their queen was a robot.
We have only just returned. You are the hope of all Kev.
You're such a fusspot, Isel. But I want you to understand. The future is not shouldered by me alone. It is something that is created by each and every person in the world. I never wanted to sit there in my ivory tower and gaze down from on high.
She's got a good voice.
That's not the kind of ruler I am.
I apologize. I spoke out of turn.
I'm not criticizing you. You are what I wanted. You are my hope. I have a request, or rather, something to discuss. Could I ask you to take a fellow traveler under your wing? Her name is Melia.
If that's truly what you wish for.
I don't see why not. Glad to have you with us, Melia.
Talking to the Queen on equal footing. That's crazy, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel so awkward.
No need for stress. Just act natural.
Oh, stomach of Manana getting rumbly.
Maybe some stress for Manana.
What's wrong?
Our wings, Your High. Sorry. I still can't believe you have them too, Melia. Makes me feel special. Like we're the same.
Right. We are the same.
Your Majesty, I urge you, please take care.
I'll be relying on you in my absence, Isel. I'm sorry to saddle you all with me, everyone, but I'm looking forward to it too.
Okay.
A new adventure. How strange it feels.
Adventures. Royal Summoner. 3 different elements.
Good to add more names.
Okay. Where's their Ascension quest? That's all I care about, man, is the Ascension quests, right? I'll have to look that up. Let's go get Nia here.
Like the back of our hand now.
Cool if she talked about her kid. Who's your kid? Who was Noah's kid? And fucking what's her face, dude? Mia's. Anyways, yeah, back to, I guess, the game. I mean, overall, I had a lot of fun with it. I just think the kind of fun it was a little bit, I want to say surface level, but kind of, right? It's more just, it's fun to level up. More your basic RPG kind of fun. I wish they kind of would have pushed it a little further, been a bit more ambitious with how you explore and interact with the world. Really push the combat to kind of be a bit more than just, you know, one's combat with like a couple systems tacked on. I really would have preferred something that kind of flowed a bit more, maybe involved a little bit of movement, and strategized you doing a bunch of different roles at once. I think it's too lopsided as it is now. It's way too focused on chain attack and Ouroboros doing like 90% of the damage.
Huh? Hey, did you guys hear something?
Would have been neat.
Let me just fix this.
God, shut the fuck up. Would have been kind of neat if it was something just a bit tighter. It's not bad, but for how long the game is, it just kind of, it runs its course, man. It could just be a lot more than it is. The RPG backend is cute. I like the idea of, you know, these really big stat bonuses and stuff that you get from all the gems and items, but the amount of times you're switching classes and how much just levels matter over some of your kind of optimization, your itemization, just kind of makes it not even worth messing around with. Like bad menus, like that you can only see like 5 things on here at once, and there's like thousands of fucking items. Like it's just bad. It's not fun switching classes every couple minutes to then turn around and like have to re-optimize every art, every fucking skill, every gem. It's a cool thing if you just do it occasionally, but I just stopped caring. A lot of it was, I mean, the AI is not good in this. The fights don't play out differently at all. Every fight plays exactly the same. Once you unlock everything and you've done a fight, that's it. You've played the game. Like, yeah, the different classes play a little different, but it's mostly just in animations, right? It doesn't. They don't truly. You're not truly doing anything that different. Like the tank, it does aggro and stuff, but you're still just. Other than maybe being able to block occasionally with a certain move if you have it attached, it plays just like the DPS, which plays healer. I guess you have a little bit more strategy, but it's fun, but it could be just a lot better than it is. So, in every way, all right. Like I said, the itemization could be better, the menus could be better. The swapping between the classes, you could have just had these be like loadouts for each class. That would have helped. There was things they could do. So yeah, I don't think that. I think just like the other Xenoblade games, it's good enough. It's fun, but it's far from perfect. So post main game content RPG is a tough sell for me most of the time. Yeah, we've talked about this pretty extensively during Dragon Quest. I feel the same way. I tend to not really do post-game content. If it wasn't Xenoblade 1 and 2 characters that are going to get a little bit of story here, I wouldn't even mess with it. That and like, I've put so many hours into it, I might as well see it. But I'm not doing super bosses or anything. I could give two shits. I'll do post-game stuff if it's significant enough, interesting enough, and the story wasn't final enough that like I just didn't want to be done. But it's pretty rare, yeah. I don't really care too much. I think it's fine to have, but generally I would just prefer a lot of that content to just be in the main game, right? This is fine, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, the combat, I just like, we could go deep on it if people want to have a discussion on it. I do have like tens of pages of notes digging into every little thing I have a problem with, ideas and examples of what I would want or what particular thing I have issues with, but I figure I'll try to keep it more concise just so we can kind of move on. I'll work on that in the future. But yeah, so combat, it's serviceable. I wish it was a bit more. I talked about the exploration. The art direction, it's okay. Like, there's some good looking areas here and there. Sometimes the music elevates it, sometimes the music's forgettable. I just kind of wish the presentation was, I mean, as good as one. Like, one still has the best. Like, it's just got the best visuals, it's got the best feeling of adventure, it's got the best tunes. This one gets close at times, but overly repetitive music, especially in the main cutscenes. A feeling of pretty low energy in most of the songs, and some of the instrumentation being a little samey as well kind of just hurts it overall. Like, sometimes there's like varied instrumentation, like the desert track. Obviously they got some guitar stuff and a little bit of synth shit here and there, but like for the most part it kind of feels samey and it's all kind of low energy. I think some more variety there. And then the mixing's bad. I really wish they would beef up the sound of the exploration music and lower the sound, or I guess vice versa, of the combat. The combat's too loud. You can't even hear the fucking people talking. It's just this fucking droning, like, massive noise. I don't know. There's just a lot of sloppy shit there. But yeah, the art direction, the presentation, I don't know. It just, yeah, it's never going to be like the first one again. That's just a really cool setting. Just you walking on these two giant robots that have like our continents, right? And it's like, it's just cool. They tried with 2, sort of. This one they didn't even bother. So they just have to nail it with like good atmosphere, music, and just nice visuals. I feel like, you know, like SMT5 did that pretty well, right? It gets by mostly on music and kind of an interesting realization of like a post-apocalyptic Tokyo. But this, I don't know. It didn't look bad. That's my thing. It's like it didn't look bad. It's just nothing really I was ever like, oh wow, you know. Like I remember when I played the first Xenoblade, I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. These are some crazy sights, and this is really huge, and it's really interesting. And this is just like the novelty of giant open like giga areas is not super novel anymore. I mean, it's still cool. It's not bad, but it's not crazy ambitious. Right? That's why I think being able to move around them differently, you know, just grappling them differently would be neat. Like some kind of vehicle or some kind of movement, some kind of different focus in the exploration than just walking up to chests and stuff. I think that'd be cool. And you see games try to do that, like, you know, your Breath of the Wilds and shit, so. That this kind of just decided to play it safe it's fine, but I mean, that's why I say it's kind of not super ambitious. Like, it plays it safe, and that's kind of what it ends up being. It's just kind of a safe game, so. Yeah, what were other just big things? The exploration is okay. Art direction's okay. Music's pretty. The sound design's okay. And yeah, I mentioned the story. The story is the worst part, easily. It's what's supposed to get you into the whole world and keep you just interested in all the side content and stuff. It succeeds and fails at that. The small character moments, the characterization in general, and some of the side quests I think are pretty decent. Side quests aren't all amazing, but for the length of the game, they're pretty good. Especially the Ascension quests, which are kind of like your rank up quests for your heroes and stuff. They'll have some budget behind them, voice, real cutscenes and shit. Otherwise, normal side quests are just kind of, you know, non-voiced, but still with action and different stuff going on. Those are all pretty decent for the length of it, right? They're not gonna, like, you know, you're not gonna just like be able to pick one out of the hat and be like, wow, this is really great. But in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty good. So I wish there was a bit more kind of fun little interactions between the characters. Most things kind of all relate back to the big serious story or something, which is fine, but I think some time for the characters to breathe a bit, and the side quest would have been kind of nice. It's mostly just them kind of interacting with like somebody new every time instead of them amongst each other. The main story does more shit amongst each other, but yeah, the main story's problem is the dialogue's fucking horrible. It's just tropes, it's platitudes, it's monologues, it's all of the bad screenplay and shit. You know, oh, this guy's about to kill me, let's talk for 10 hours while he's getting ready to kill me, kind of shit. Like all of the shit. I have like a list of like 100 fucking tropes that it did. Like, not 100, but quite a bit. It just hits all the fucking just shitty parts, and it doesn't rise above it. It feels just, I wouldn't say lazy, but just unambitious. Like they're not trying to, you know, there's no nuance or anything. Although sometimes there's some animations on some characters that kind of gives more emotion to something than just the dialogue can do. I think Lance has a few good moments there. But for the most part, it's just your really typical ass JRPG writing with a pretty high concept, overarching story to it. It's all in the dialogue, man. Like I said earlier, you could have a really cool story involving a lot of this kind of stuff, and you could see elements of that, you know, in like an SMT, in a, you know, Persona's got something like that, right? It's stuff that's been used before, but in this particular package, I think they still could have done something cool, but yeah, the dialogue's just bad. It's just, it tries to be super deep and philosophical, but then it goes for all the tropey shit. Like everybody's gonna have a word, and we all gotta nod our heads in unison. And maybe I'm just kind of tired of that shit. Maybe I'd like just a little bit more. I don't know. I'll have to see what people say online. I mean, from the few people I talked to, a lot of people were tapped out on the story for half of it. I think the big thing that kept me interested, other than the small stuff, was on the mystery of what it all meant and how the different games are going to combine. And the payoff to that, I mean, pretty much all it is it's happening. Like, that's kind of it. This feels like kind of like a, you know, at the end of 2 or whatever, it's like, okay, the worlds are going to collide. And then that doesn't really happen. This game's just essentially kind of like a, oops, somebody put a wrench in the gears, and that's kind of the story. Which is fine, but there's not a huge payoff there, since it's more of like, you could almost call it a filler arc. I wouldn't go so far as to really call it that, but it has, you know, that kind of element to it, I guess.
Around here.
Change the music here. Oh, let me go to that one, the place I like the music for. So the point is, it doesn't really, the mystery part doesn't really pay off super well. Yeah. What else? I think I got the point across there. If we want to go deep into it, if you guys want to expand on shit, or you guys want to discuss something,
no matter the hour.
we can do that.
I wonder what kinds of food they serve.
Until I get better at like delivering all this kind of shit, I'd rather just move on, I guess. Yeah. Visuals, combat. Talked about side content. I had a lot of like minor shit. Brain too shallow. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I'm not judging anybody. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's like, well, I could go down my laundry list of issues and break down each little mechanic and give examples and counter ideas and shit. Like, I don't know if anybody really cares that much. I think I'll do that in the future, but I think I'd like to form a more flowing, tight set of notes that I can kind of deliver that on. I'm already kind of just jumping around right now as is, so. This game's also just fucking long and big, and I'm about tapped out, so I don't know if I want to sit here and go crazy on it. There's just so many like reasons for shit. Like I mentioned, the dialogue's atrocious. I mentioned replacing curse words was annoying. It takes a lot of. We complained about that a lot in the beginning. It takes a lot of. When you replace curse words and other like turns of phrase with like in-world versions, it can make it feel goofy, which fucks with the tone. It can make you empathize a little less because they do just talk in kind of like maybe like a different kind of way. So it's like, it just seems like odd. It kind of takes you out of it. Like, I don't think it's worth it. It doesn't give you this immersive feeling of like, wow, they're part of a different culture. It's such an alien world. It's like, not really, dude. Like, oh, she says, oh, sparks. And it's like in the final cutscene or something, it's like, it just sounds goofy. The thing is, they still curse all the time. Gondor's big thing is calling her mother a bitch. It's so inconsistent. So like little things like that. I mean, like I said, the trope stuff. The bad guys are really shit. Maybe I should be reading off some of these. Yeah, that's the thing, is like it feels like they want to keep a rating, but they use a lot of cursing still, so it's weird. But yeah, apparently in the Japanese version they don't do that, so maybe it's more of just a Western localization thing. That one is just empty. Yeah, this area's kind of got a...
Something smells exquisite.
We should probably eat something.
This little area definitely feels a little bit more empty for a big castle city. And that's kind of my thing. It's not really about it feeling overly empty, I guess. I think it's just more how you just grapple with the world. I mean, get me wrong. I would be totally down for more density of like people and shit, and a tighter like tighter cities and stuff, but I think how I just move about the world and the kinds of objectives I go for and how I interact with terrain, I think would be where they could get more ambitious than really filling out the city. I think that'd be fine, but yeah, like this castle's not super interesting because it's kind of just like a straight hallway sort of deal. I mean, you get some like decent sides here, but nothing just really wowing you. There's a set of words for English that is tolerable for certain languages. I'm sure. I don't know. They say all sorts of stuff, but point is, it doesn't help the story, regardless of ratings. For sure. I get the reason, but it's a compromise that is inconsistently executed. Not how it was originally intended probably to be, and just ends up creating a lot of tonal issues. Yeah, smaller, denser would be fine. I think for me, the scale in these is a bit like important. So I don't mind that it's big. I think there's a lot to find still. I think it's more how you interact with the environment. Like give me some kind of vehicle. Give me some kind of like run thing. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that. You know, maybe make me think about the terrain a bit more. Maybe there's just more cool stuff going on there. Use the scale like you did in the first one to create some really cool looking like environments and skyboxes and landmarks. Sometimes they do that, like I liked the little desert area and shit. But for the most part, they're kind of generic areas. There's a reason this game was more fun to me offline, because a lot of the time you are just kind of auto-walking, right? Like it's neat, there's enough stuff going on for sure, because you're kind of filling the map out, but I just think they could go a little harder. I think they could have been more ambitious, right? Yeah, I think for like a town, the thing is, there's not really cities, dude. They're all pretty fucking small. I mean, this is like the size of like the city, right? That area is just like essentially just like, that's like a fort. It just looks kind of like a city. There's not really cities in this. There's the castles, which those are more like dungeons, and that's it. So I don't think they do a bad job on that. Like this is it. This is the average size of a town.
You really love Colony 9.
It's not too much. It's like there's a couple fucking tents.
Really?
There's the Mac.
Slightly uncomfortable.
You can see it, and then this is it. I mean, that was the end of it. I agree with you. I think in that instance, for sure, that we just saw.
It may be their similarities that make them prone to these altercations.
But this is fine. Like, this is how most of them are. I don't really have a big issue with, I think, scale. I think it's how I interact with the scale. Like, this area looked nice when you first started it, right?
Tilling is certainly one way to enrich the bad soil.
But, like, this is your first vista, right? Like, it looks cool, but, like, this is, like, the first one, and it's still one of the better ones. And it's still no Gower Plains, dude. Like, that's my thing. Like, it's still not as good as first games, man. Musically and just anything else. Yeah, scale-wise, it's not an issue. Like I said, I mean, maybe there's definitely too much running, you could say, in the scale department, but I think scale's fine. It's more how you just move about the world that I like. Jesus.
I think so too.
Stop talking, Melia.
Getting them to admit that.
Like, you can see they kind of try at one point to like mix it up because you had a boat here, but the boat controls like ass cheeks and you're just jumping off it to go do the normal stuff anyways. I think this probably is the more ambitious area, but it feels like shit to drive the boat. Luckily you don't need to pull many maneuvers, so it doesn't matter much. You can get a boost, but it's only once you're done with the story, and it doesn't even feel like much of a boost. You kind of just go a little faster. I was hoping when they showed this boat in the trailer, there was going to be like way more cool stuff like this. I think I was always waiting for like a cool thing to happen, and it kind of never did. It was more just the feeling of just exploring. Like, this is probably one of the better areas, right? You get the big castles. You kind of get like a new way of moving around. You get some sights in the distance. Like, I think it tries a bit more. But yeah, for the most part, it just doesn't. They all just feel kind of like okay Xenoblade 1 areas or something, and like that's the whole game. And it's like we're 4 games in, dude. It's probably time to fucking mix it up, push it a bit, right? Like just auto walking to places all over and over. Like, it's fine, but it's like, like, I don't know, man. I was looking for a bit more. But anyways, yeah, we talked about story. 5. What do you count the mini game at the end of the remake of the first one? I mean, the remake might as well be a remaster. Oh, Torna. I forgot about Torna. Yeah. More of an expansions, but yeah, I mean, same idea. Yeah, I didn't like any of the bad guys in this. They were all so tonally just goofy. I get there was a lot of them, so they were trying to make some of them goofy, but most of them were just kind of psycho goofy. A lot of them just didn't end up... Yeah, that's fine. A lot of them just didn't seem like all that interesting. They had like these kind of like hardcore intimidating designs, but then they all talked like goofy fucks. So it just kind of made it... It was just kind of off. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is cool, everybody's kind of different, man. They all talk kind of weird, or, you know, these enemies are fresh and unique, and I think they were trying to maybe do that, but it just came across as like Saturday morning cartoon villains. They're all kind of just goofy, ultra evil. Even the last guy just ends up just being like, I hate it. He's just like a goofy goober, dude. It's just like, I didn't like any of the villains. People like Shania are just so over the top. It like wraps back around into just being like comedic. But we're supposed to be taking it seriously. They're like, you know, executing everybody and farming them for fucking life, and it's just kind of whatever. Like I said, the small dialogue was fine. Sometimes I didn't understand what they actually meant. Bad guys are bad. I have so many notes. Like, I'm skipping over some. Oh yeah, I like the beginning. I think the beginning was well paced. They show the different sides. They make you wonder what's going on. They set up a lot of mystery. They pace it well. You're part of some military operations. As soon as you turn Ouroboros, it's pretty much as soon as the evil Met guy opens his mouth and he's like, what's crack-a-lackin', mates? And then you're like, oh, and fucking hell, it's over, dude. Like, as soon as he starts talking, you know you're in for some shit. So up until that point, it was all pretty good. Like I said, the side quests are pretty decent, story-wise. They're not as grating because a lot of it's smaller. There's some fun interactions you don't get in the main story. They don't get overly full of themselves with pretentious, like, platitude babble bullshit, monologues. I remember Klitsu mentioning this. There's kind of like a repetition of the first half of the game that kind of hurts a bit. It's kind of you just going somewhere, freeing a colony, going somewhere, freeing a colony with like a dribble of a main story. And I think that's about how the game is for the first half to 2/3, which is fine because some episodically, I mean, there's nothing wrong with an episodic story, but I think they maybe could handle the pace better there a bit. But once you stop having non-stop cutscenes in the beginning, they do kind of just let you do side stuff, so I didn't have a big issue with that. I mentioned the screenplay. Alright, now I'm just kind of going down lists. I mentioned the screenplay. I think that was a big part of why the story didn't hit for me. There's a lot of just like awkward pauses, no sense of urgency. Like, oh, this guy's gonna kill me, or oh, we need to run, but then they just kind of do a couple monologues, or, you know, you'll be in the middle of a fight and there's just people standing around watching, and there's just like really awkward shit where it's like, like nobody's in a hurry to do anything, even though they're all about to be killed, or all that kind of shit. Like, things just look on how they play out, the animations and shit sometimes. So everything just feels kind of sloppy and lazy, and it's hard to really get engaged when everything feels so far removed from how you might actually want to act in a situation. It's not even just like a plot hole thing. Everybody kind of is like an alien.
Right. What have we got around here?
The sun's come out.
This is a good. See, I like the visuals here. I wish the game had a bit more, you know, more hit there. We talked about tropes. A lot of win fights, lose cutscenes. I would say like 2/3 of the fights you get into. Well, that's not true because you kind of have to beat most of them. So. A lot of fights. There's a lot of fights where you lose in the cutscene. Fake sacrifices, buy time to waste time, monologues. the weapon swing cut to next, forest strike, platitude. There's a bunch of. I'm not gonna get all the tropes, but a lot of things just linger. Yeah, a lot of things just kind of drown on and on, kind of like me right now. They just kind of keep going on and on and on. And mention that visuals. I did, like I said, I liked some of the. I like the character design. I think everybody looks pretty cool. I think some of the eye movements are really nice. They try to actually show some emotion through kind of like little bits of eye movement. It's not just kind of static and blinking eyes. They actually attempt to do something there, which is funny. They try to have some kind of nuanced like visual storytelling there, but then they turn around and do like 10 hours of sappy monologues. So win some, you lose some there. A lot of different models for different characters, which was cool. All of the side people kind of have their own thing going on. Some of them can look maybe generic, but it's nothing like a Yakuza where it's like cut copy. They look like fucking melted plastic dolls or anything. So I think they do a good job on that. Might just be the basic anime style is pretty strong. So we talked combat. The big takeaway is chain attacks, interlinks, too strong. Normal combat's just not that engaging, and it's mostly you just waiting around to absolutely destroy an enemy with one of the previously mentioned abilities. And then the menus suck, so it makes back end like min-maxing more annoying. You switch classes too much, want to mess with the AI sucks. Targeting sucks. AoE heals suck. I'm just kind of going. I don't want to like go over into all these. Like we could talk about them all, but I think we've covered everything. We could dig in. I've got, like I said, bazillions of notes here, but I think we'll try to be a bit more comprehensive in the next game. Gonna try to keep improving on the notes. Try to get the essence of what's wrong with the game or what's good about the game out, but then still have the ability to go deeper, give some examples, and talk about, I guess, counter ideas. I think how I have it right here is like it's just so much. I think we'll just call it good. Let me let's actually go find the I don't even know if I care, man. I might just watch these quests. We'll see what she says here, but I'll try to cap off, I guess, what I think of the game here in a minute. Did it? Cool. I'll have fun, hopefully.
Huh? Where's the queen? Maybe she isn't there. But where is she then?
Yeah, da 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 da.
The fuck?
Huh?
Haven't worn this for a while. Still looks pretty natty though, eh? Near old fox. So tough to get around in those bloody formal duds. One false step and you fall flat on your face. I finally feel like I can be myself. Really cut loose, I love it. Oh!
Oh.
What are you guys doing here?
We just, what are you?
Majesty, your clothes.
Wait, just hang on. Give me a second here, alright? Well met, all of you. Please accept my heartfelt welcome. I can offer you only a simple welcome today. But do please make yourselves comfortable. Is something the matter?
Doesn't it wear on you? Acting like that.
What?
Noah?
No, it's perfectly fine. Dispense with such concerns. Pray, let not my regal status prohibit you from presenting your inquiries. Please, speak your minds.
Alright, well, here's a question. What's that get-up all about?
Yes. Perhaps you would find my clothes rather curious.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. No sweat.
Oh. No, it's nothing like that. Before, I told you all how the world was once divided into two, if you recall.
Yes, you told us when we first met. How could we forget that, Your Majesty?
These clothes belong to that era, when the worlds were two, unmingled. These raiments were created specially for me in that older realm.
So they're from your old world, Majesty?
Right. I suppose you could call it a keepsake of my motherland, if you like.
Motherland? Can you explain that word, please?
The place of my coming into existence in the world, of my infancy and upbringing. We called that our motherland.
Your Majesty's motherland? What kind of place could it have been?
Are you interested, Noah?
I am. The subject seems so huge I can scarcely begin to imagine it. If it please you, I'd love to hear more about your world, Your Majesty.
Certainly. I'd be happy to. Well, to begin with, I ought to explain... Actually, now that I think it over, if I were to tell you the whole of the story, a full day and night might not suffice, I fear. In fact, I'm certain of it.
Oh, I see. Then I'm sorry to have made such an unreasonable demand of you. Well, Maybe another time then.
Even then, surely you have important matters you ought to be taking care of. It won't do for me to detain you here.
Huh? Well, I suppose so, but...
Therefore, let us go forth together.
Yes, Your Majesty, as you wish. Wait.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I don't think we quite heard right.
I mean to say that I will accompany you on your travels. That way, I'll be able to continue my tales. Night and day, every day.
Nia's got some fucking crazy hips, huh? What the hell's going on with those?
That is not to imply that being cooped up here the whole time is as lonesome as it is tedious. Or that I'm well pleased with myself for inventing an elegant, way-sneak excuse to get out. It's nothing like that at all.
She got the breathing
Please
hips.
do not misinterpret this.
As we know.
Anyway.
I suppose it may be a bit much, eh?
We weren't saying that either.
All right then, it's decided. A deal, shall we say?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Ah, yes!
Okay then, we humbly beg Your Grace, Your Majesty, or was that respectfully?
Oh, come now. No need for such formality. I ask only for your kind support, Noah. Oh, and from now on, I'd like you to address me simply as Nia. From now on, I'll be just another one of your ordinary fellow traveling folk.
Discover special events.
Oh, it's been so flippin' long! What I mean to say is... Oh, forget it.
The strongest healer. Okay. Apparently to unlock their ascension quest, you have to get somebody 10. So we'll just get them 10, because I don't care about my coins.
My mind is made up. You have my full support.
Where do I go now, man? The throne room, apparently. Okay. Guess we'll do these, man. Might as well. Fuck it. Yeah. Overall, I mean, I like it. I think it's fun. I think if you like Xenoblade, you're gonna like this. But if you're looking for them to really push the boundaries of what a gaming can do, or what a Xenoblade game could be, you know, see where they've gone after, 10 fucking years. I don't think you're gonna be as impressed as you might think, but I think if you're just looking for a nice, addicting, long RPG, and you don't really care as much about the writing as you do the exploration, then I think you'll be fine. I think that's my final say on it, really. The 600 hours saga, yeah. We could keep talking about it if you guys want to ask anything. We can go in. I just always worry that I'm like going too deep, and I'm just kind of doing like a laundry list. I mean, I guess I don't care about going too deep. I just would like to put it in a nice, clean format instead of just going down the list.
You're having a laugh.
Keep working on it.
You think this is going to make it all better, do you?
Well, I will bear full responsibility. Otherwise, well, there is no otherwise.
What are you two bickering about?
X2? At this point, I'd almost prefer an X2. I mean, I think X is like my least favorite of them all, but at least it kind of mixes shit up a little bit. I think after 3 of these, I think they're all getting too samey.
Your Majesty.
I mean, being samey's not even that big of a deal if it wasn't so sloppily executed at times. Like the sound balancing, the kind of combat being kind of whatever, the AI being bad, the balance being kind of shit with the chain attacks and Ouroboros. Like the way the cutscenes play out, like a lot of the fucking funky, lazy dialogue. It's like if they just, I mean, if they just did the same thing, but they were running on all cylinders, I mean, I guess it'd be fine, right? But I mean, in place of that, I'd prefer something with a bit more ambition, man.
What a welcome sight to see you return.
Has a problem arisen in my absence?
No, just a trifling matter, really.
Actually, we do have a bit of a problem on our hands, Your Majesty.
Yeah, it's like I like X the least, but at least it has the novelty of like the big giant seamless world you jump around in like a goat, and then the mech stuff.
Hey, mind you.
Like if this had some of that crap in it, that'd be awesome, dude. Because this has solid side quests and an actual story. I mean, even this story is better than X's, man. I don't even remember X's story hardly. It was just fucked. I mean, I remember beats, but so much of it's just there, dude. Like, it's nothing. And it ends on a fucking cliffhanger.
We have to report the facts as they are. How much longer are you going to leave this hanging, eh?
What's the problem?
A couple of days ago, we had a small run-in with our Agnian opposites. Isol took care of them, but things got out of hand a little bit.
Out of hand, nothing. Insulted.
But with no reason to fight. You were the one who earned their ire.
Did they come to any harm? You hurt them.
I only intended to scare.
So you sought to defeat them?
No! Nothing of the sort.
The presence of a flame clock is not what instigates a battle. I imagine discovering that fact must have come as quite a shock to you.
Circumstances aside, if you've
as you say, they have since begun to rally together.
I am ashamed. Now that this has come to a head, I will thwart their objective.
You shall not. Do not speak of throwing your life away so lightly. I've already lost so many of my friends. I could not bear to lose another.
Your Majesty.
I told you, did I not? You are my hope. I will speak to the Agnian Chief Retainer personally about the matter. In the meantime, cool your head. Any more unfinished business that I should know about?
Couple of house calls to make, Your Majesty. They want you at Colony 9 and the city.
Colony 9? So Xeon, then?
Indeed. They've asked for some urgent backup following the recent Origin attack.
And the other request is from Monica. Wants you to give her people a pep talk.
The descendants of Ouroboros. I've caused such grief for them. And for an unfathomably long time.
But now they get to speak to their real queen. I'm sure they'll be overjoyed.
Yes, perhaps. Speaking face to face with another. There's nothing quite like it.
Melia?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to be taking up some more of your time.
Now you can cut that out. Agnes or Kevus, soldier or queen. What difference does it make?
The future is to be created by each and every person. I think you were the one who taught us.
True enough. Your unyielding spirit gives me the strength to go on.
Sometimes when Melia smiles, I see sadness in her eyes, as if she's all alone in the world.
Well, better start.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to Shulk and them anyways? I mean, that's why I'm still playing, is I'm curious about that stuff. That was like one of the main pulls for the game, right?
Agnes Castle, right?
Are they gonna hold back? Find out in the fucking DLC.
Safe journey to you all.
Fuck you. The expansion pass. And we got a few quests. Alrighty then. Oh, a quest. What quest is it? Is this for Nia? She's not in the party. A lot of these don't appear unless you pull them out, which is annoying. That was another little gripe I had, was having to pull out people to have quests appear and having the conversations that help you discover where quests don't appear on the map. Which, hey, you know, I'm fine having it be a bit more freeform and you just have to run around and explore to find things. But when you come back after every story beat and there's arbitrarily new stuff there and you kind of have to run around every area in full just to see if you can find like a conversation pop up, at that point, you already have so many waypoints for everything anyways. Might as well just go all the way. Can't say I was big in on that, but it's whatever. What is this? Is this like time for Nia to get drinking?
I'll come with you, and we will build the future.
What, you lot aren't drinking? Who's drinking, dude?
Ye best be ready. I'll know if ye ain't.
Oh, it's just for him. I don't need another quest with them, really. Thought we were done with his quest. The miso. All of the Mobius disappeared? Does Trident just die after after fucking everything that happened, dude? Dude just croak? I mean, he's a Mobius guy, he's a party member, which is cute, but it raises so many concerns on what the fuck, like... I mean, I guess Mia would have died then too, because she's Mobius. I don't really care about this. I'm tapped out on these. I just want to know what's up with Nia and Melia. Friendship.
I see some relations have changed.
Fig.
My mind is made up.
I didn't see that quest before, unless this is like a post-game quest, which is possible. Does have to do with the fig they mentioned in the story.
Sorry to bother you. I'm sure you're rushed enough as it is. I'm here to discuss the speech you mentioned. Did I come at a bad time?
No, not at all. We've been stretching our necks every day, waiting to see if you'd turn up.
I too have been anxious to meet you. I'm sorry to have been a source of anguish for you this long.
It's all been for today. I don't consider any of it a waste. Now, on to the matter at hand. Rallying the troops. With the final battle with Mobius looming before us, we're doing our best to prepare. But we need more than just supplies. A battle to determine the fate of the world is hardly a light topic. Everyone's beside themselves with worry. Some poor souls have completely snapped. We're never gonna last in actual combat at this rate.
I don't blame them. No matter how noble our cause, the fighting will cost us lives. We're caught between the future we desire and the present, which is ours to lose. It's a place beset on all sides by fear.
You got that right. Especially when there's no guarantee you're going to be coming home.
Hey, Airbags, thank you very much.
Just as long as you speak to them somehow.
I understand.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'll be able to get through to them, but I will try.
Appreciate it.
We'll be your guides while in the city. Make sure you don't lose your bearings.
That would be most appreciated. While we're here, would it bother you if I took a look around the city itself?
Please, be my guest. I think we'd all like that.
Maybe we could take her to Centrillo Parade. There's plenty of people around there.
No objections from me, but there are some rather, shall we say, ardent followers of the Queen up that way. If they get too insistent, you might need to give them a friendly nudge.
Oh yeah? All right, we'll keep a lookout.
Alright, so I figured out how to do Nia's.
Some relations have
Apparently you have to just like jump around the world. There's like 4 spots in the world. And once you've found them all, you get like a
and we will build the future.
like a thing. There's one in the city. Alright, so there's like 3 or 4. Thank you again. So they're all marked, obviously.
Your Majesty, there you are.
Anyways, we'll do these 2 ascension quests,
You aren't used
and
to
then
it
that'll
yet,
be
do you?
it.
I'm sorry, you're... Please forgive me. It's just...
After that, I'll jump off and probably go watch some reviews and read some shit. And
It's fine.
thinking about how
I
format
may have taken my teasing a step too far.
my notes next time. But I'm sure it'll be another hour or 2 before we're done.
I
So.
hope what I'm about to say doesn't come out the wrong way, but...
Yes?
It's just... You're our queen. We believed you were the one that gave us all life, and that we'd return to you in the end. You were like this awesome being high above. None of us could even dream of talking to you. And now you're just traveling along with us and chatting like it's an everyday thing. It's just really bizarre to me somehow. Like things have been switched around. It still feels a little strange.
Could it be that it just hasn't sunk in yet?
Jesus, man. They gave Nia the fucking crazy legs, man.
Well, it's the same for me.
What?
I'm sure I've told you this before, but please indulge me. While I was asleep in the Cloud Keep, I was getting information about what was happening in the world. So I knew long before that you were not M, but an independent being called Mio. But it was nothing more than information. I wanted to truly know you more than anyone else. I couldn't touch you. Couldn't make contact. I felt so close to you. But you were still this distant, far-off thing.
Who's her kid, too, man? Like, that's another thing, man. Is they go the lengths of showing you, like, the other characters, and, like, they had kids and all this and that, but then, like, that's it. It's such a fucking, like, cock tease, man. The blue ball. And it's like, what's there in its place? It's just like...
But right now,
not
you're
good enough,
so
huh?
close, I can reach out and touch you, speak with you even. I never thought the day would come. It's a truly strange feeling.
Jesus, is this her kid or something?
It's the same
in
for
a
me.
way?
Indeed. It's amazing, really, the way things worked out, don't you think?
For sure. If I hadn't become Ouroboros, I'd never have had the chance to meet you, Nia. Sometimes a small pebble starts the avalanche, which changes your whole future. Don't you think?
No, I don't think you can put it all down to chance.
Huh? What do you mean?
I think we met because we were supposed to, Mio. It was meant to be. Because, to me, you're...
Hey! Mio! Nia!
Maybe it is her kid.
We're heading out soon, guys.
Technically.
Get a move on or you'll get left behind.
Okay, we're coming.
And they sure look fucking the same.
Shall we go join the others?
Sure. Let's do that.
I mean, she's reborn and all that.
Mio?
Yes?
I'm really glad we got to talk like this.
Yeah, me too. Nia.
Pause. Nia. I mean, is that like, is she like Rex's fucking daughter, dude? Like, is that what's going on, man? You got some Rex in you. Fornus. There's this shit. Right about. Oh, I forgot the question marks there.
Ah, the scent of Sophronia. This takes me back.
Takes you back? You mean you know what this is?
Yes, of course. Sophronia trees used to grow in the world that I came from, you see.
Huh? For real? So that's where Sophronia trees come from. Who'd have guessed?
That's not all. What you call the Orion Mountains came from my world too.
Whoa, seriously? I always thought they were funny-shaped mountains.
I mean, now they're mountains. Back then, they weren't so picturesque.
Are there more places like this? Stuff that we don't know the
Yeah, she doesn't even explain it. Why? Why not just be like, yeah, it was actually a giant moving
In fact, I dare say,
creature.
pretty much everywhere you've seen till now.
Like, why not just say it? It'd be really interesting little, almost fan service-y kind of thing. Right? Oh, this was this area. And they're like, whoa. I was actually in adventures. Like, fucking, you know, fun little interactions. Instead, they're like, why is she so coy about it?
Makes sense. If you hadn't been here, we'd have just walked right past like it was no big thing.
I suppose it's good for you all to know about how things were in the old world. Well, now you've got all this new perspective, why not have a look back at the path you already traced?
Looking back at where we came from. That could be a really valuable experience.
Yes. Please, give it some thought. The path that you're on now will lead you to the future that you've dreamed of.
Okay.
Haven't been here for a while.
I can't wait to see the look on Gondor's face when she sees you.
Gondor's face.
Oh, what do you plonkers want now?
Hey, come on. Don't be like that. We're just here to say hi.
Huh? What's that? You got time on your hands, have you? Huh? Why? If it isn't...
I believe this is the first time we speak directly, isn't it, Gondor?
Can someone tell me what the hell's going on? What's the Queen of Agnes doing here? Oh, hang on. I suppose we are in Agnes Castle right now. So
Damn, the rain,
maybe
dude.
It's not so wet to see you
Holy.
here. But what I don't get is, why does the Queen of Agnes seem to know about me?
That's... well, it's a long story. The Vandham name, and those that bear it, have a deep meaning for me.
You mean my family?
In the past, we were saved by a man called Vandham. He taught us a lot about life, and what it was we were called to do. It's no exaggeration to say that without him, there would be no me.
Huh? A real deep connection between Nia and Gondor's fam. Spooky.
The memories of it are all but lost now. These were events of the distant past.
Oh. More to the point. Seems you dags have gotten pretty used to chumming up with royalty. Like it's no big thing.
Well, Nia asked us to treat her that way. Like another one of the gang.
The gang.
Come on, Gondor. Surely you more than anyone wouldn't expect us to mince our words around Nia.
Wind your neck in, will ya? Nothing wrong with how I talk.
Oh, you're so bold and unabashed. I simply adore it.
I suppose I am.
I mean, you've passed through the conflict with the false queen, maintained order in the castle. There are a lot of things that came about because of your blood, sweat, and tears, Gondor.
I don't remember any tears.
Well, that's a real heck of a compliment. Too much for the likes of me, maybe, you match. All I reckon we really did was set a few boundaries to stop things going daft. I don't have a clue about your Agnian folks, though.
You're just being humble, Gondor. Please, there's no need for it. It's not easy to earn people's trust, to maintain the balance. And you do all that while still remaining natural, unadulterated Gondor.
Oi! I'm basically an adult. I'm almost... forget it.
Gondor, you really soften up when you get a few kind words, don't you?
Huh? Who you calling soft?
I hope Agnes can count on your continued support.
I mean, what I'd really like to be saying right now is bite me. But since I've got a real deal queen going to all the trouble of asking me, I guess I've got to at least consider the request a bit.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Gondor. As the nominal lady of Agnes Castle, I bestow upon you my sincere admiration for fulfilling the...
Hey! Whoa! Enough already! It's like you want to make me squirm.
Ah, there's our Gondor.
Just shut up, will you? We're done talking about me, alright? You Ouroboros assholes, mind your own beeswax, alright? I better not hear you've been holding the Queen back. You're a real goofy bunch, aren't you? Just being around your counts as a hazard.
Pot calling the kettle black much there, Gondor, love?
What the hell kind of memory was this? It was just a fucking talk with Gondor, dude. Which, I mean, isn't inherently bad, but we got precious screen time here, man. With Nia. They're holding it all back for the expansion, dude, for the Torna of this game. Feeling it. That would be one I'd be... It's like... I'd be interested in playing it because it would be more like hardline sequel, be more interesting on that front.
Those empty ruins.
Because you get all of the the old characters, but the problem is it's a prequel to this. The story is not too interesting in this. Is this Torna ruins? I can't remember if the Torna ruins were also ruins of like Earth. Because if I remember right, Xenoblade is like a distant, like split reality thing of like Earth, sort of. Like they found some shit in Africa, and then everything went haywire, kind of deal.
Nia? Everything all right?
This place you call Mactha Wildwood. Do you know anything about all the ruins and things scattered around here?
No, to tell the truth.
I never paid them any mind, I guess. But now you mention them, they do seem pretty weird. Oh. Hey, is this also related to stuff from your old world, Nia?
That's a good guess, Senna. Not quite right, but you aren't far off.
Please, explain.
All right, I will. This is probably something you ought to know about. I told you before about Ionios' creation, right? Well, what I'm about to talk about goes back much further into the past than that.
You mean when the worlds were one?
The people of that time had access to absolute power, using it to create and enjoy a flourishing civilization. But in the end, they started to fight each other for control over that very power. And because of that, the power became a calamity and ripped the world in two. What we're looking at now is the remnants of the destruction that humanity has wrought. So the true meaning of all this ruin is to stand as a monument to the history that created this world.
If you really think about it, we human beings are the cause of all of it.
I don't get it. Why fight till everything burns?
The answer is because they were afraid.
Afraid of what?
Afraid of ending. All life, all civilizations and cultures, everything comes to an end in time. Of course, humans are part of the world too. We can't escape that rule either. But people never stop looking for a way, even if it means going beyond the rules. Eternity. That's what they were searching for.
Eternity.
If the present moment carries on forever, then the end will never come. That's eternity. With that, the miserable decay that you're looking at now would never come to pass. I think you probably all know the rest of the story already. Why this world that we're in now is called Ionios, the realm of eternity.
Zed also wants eternity, just as the people did back then.
But, I mean, even though they were longing for eternity, to sacrifice so many lives to achieve it, it's not... It can't be right.
I agree. We might get hurt, and someday we'll be gone. But we have to keep moving forward in spite of all that. That's what it means to live, right, Nia?
Yes, exactly right. That must be clear to you all now. You should hold on to that vision of life. Cherish it as you go forward. Keep that in your heart so that you never repeat the mistakes of the past.
Right. Okay. Let's have a little kumbaya here.
We could do with some food. Let's lay out the facts.
I'm more interested in this shit than the whole fucking story, man. Just because it ties in a different game, right?
It's good to keep a record.
All right, everyone. Time to head out.
All the heavy lifting was done by a different game, all the characterization and shit, right? They're just cashing in here. I mean, I assume the tallest place in the world would be, yeah, top of the Boyonis sword. Or is this the Mechanis sword? I don't remember who the fuck's what looked like what. Big fucking sword.
Good thing we found this.
She's getting all nostalgic. I mean, I assume everybody's fucking croaked except her and Poppy. Poppy's a robot. Question is, were they dead before? Or only after she went into like cryo? I don't know.
How's this happening?
I don't really know the passing of time here. If little Rexy boy and her kid were out and about.
That smarts.
Is this like a rare thing?
The way she talks about Mia, I can't help but assume Mia's like her kid in some way. That song seemed new. Maybe if Mia's in your party.
Ah, such a blue sky. Though the world changes, no matter what form it may take, the sky up there, it stays the same. Thank you. I'm grateful to all of you. It's kind of you to indulge me like this.
No, it's fine. Don't forget, asking you along was our idea.
I'm pleased you all became Ouroboros. I'm glad that you did.
Nia, what's gotten into you? Why are you saying this now?
When this battle is over, the stationary worlds will move once again. When the worlds were divided, they knew nothing of each other. In the end, they'll be strangers once again. Perfectly ignorant. As will we.
Well, are they gonna separate again? I don't remember that whole plot detail.
Even so, I wanted to make a memory. The day when we part for good, it's coming. But still, I wanted us to share this moment. I wanted to feel that special connection, those ties that bind us together. Not just as your queen, but also as your friend.
Nia.
So just thank you. In the end, it's up to you. My hope is invested in your future. You must defeat Zed and make a better world with your own hands.
Hey, that's not quite right.
Huh?
That better world. You'll be building it together with us, Nia.
You mean...
I mean, even if we do get separated, someday we'll see each other again. We want you with us, Nia, in that future. How could we not? We need you. Rather, please stay. Because the connection we share, Nia, that's something that can never be broken.
Mio. I mean, if that's the future that you want. No, let me try that again. That future, I'll share it with you. It's not just yours. It's our future we'll invest in. For that, we need this world to end. Until that time.
Yeah. We'll be by your side until then, Nia.
They're holding back, man. They're clearly holding back on some story, dude.
My mind is made up.
Totally saving it for fucking like an expansion or something. It's probably definitely what's going on. We'll see what Melia gets here. That gnat flying around, I gotta check my drink, man. I mean, it was cool seeing Nia do shit, but she didn't really say or do anything terribly revealing. Just kind of was there. How long this Melia one takes.
Now this is a far cry from the colonies and the castles. Here is a place where people can truly live, make a home.
I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw this place. All these different people I'd never seen before. Things of all shapes and sizes.
I wish I had been there to see your reaction. A shame.
See my mouth hanging open like a lummox. Not worth it.
You seem to take it all in your stride. None of this surprises you.
It's more that I'm assailed by old memories. Technologies of old are put into practice here. I feel the industry of those times.
The industry.
Huh?
Is that really you? Queen Melia?
Yes. I do go by that name.
I knew it! I knew it from the moment I laid eyes on you. You were something special.
Alrighty.
Finally caught up.
Hey, old man, you're gonna give us...
Well, thanks for
I'm
your
skipping
concern,
the
but
voice
I'll
acting.
decide when and how I'm going to pop. I've lived my whole life. Heck, you all have.
At least this guy's.
Of course we have.
You've returned to us at last, my queen.
Hey, fancy a bite?
Nobody wants to see your seedy little bistro.
Oh, say that again, I dare you.
All right, people. Don't shove. We don't want to scare the queen now.
Oh! My days! Christ!
Come on now, this is getting excessive.
Oh, leave him. Everyone's been living for this moment.
It's always been my dream to see the true queen come back to Earth.
The
A lot
true
of us
queen.
die before we get...
Yeah. But now it's actually how can we possibly keep calm when a miracle is unfolding?
I am so grateful to you all, my people. I would like to express a few words of gratitude, if I may. It is a joy to see real human activity once again. After all these years, I see that you continue to remain strong.
Of course we do.
That's right. I'm not resting these old bones so long.
We'll hold out for decades more if we have to.
We have our queen. And even
with their strength behind us, looks like that takes care of...
Indeed.
Wow. And here we are, happy enough if we can...
The way I see it, you lot are far more incredible.
Huh? That's only natural, ain't it? No way I could imagine having to fight. Feel so snug.
Uni.
By the by, I'm not seeing the story spinner anywhere.
The story spinner.
Story spinner.
He's this old guy who knows more about the city's history than anyone.
Real curious bloke. Normally he
Looks like Mia got fucked, man. Melia's got like way more fucking like lines and people talking and shit.
Well, he's no spring turkin, though. If he is, he's missed his chance to meet Her Majesty.
Heavens, where might we find this person?
What, really?
I'll bet it'd make his...
I would like to try to meet him.
As you wish.
You'll probably find. I hear it's one of his.
A walking encyclopedia, is he?
I finally get a use of this area.
Then we can expect an enlightening conversation.
Oi, what's all the fuss? Whose funeral is it this time?
Nobody's, I should hope.
Oh, old Melly. Well, this can't be real. So what if it's actually my funeral? Where the places are?
Yeah, this is Mitty.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm told you have quite the wisdom. I was hoping to ask you a few things.
The Queen herself is asking me Hey, Ouroboros kids, give me a...
Sure thing.
Let's actually punch him in the face.
Have you gone quite mad?
Lance, I didn't throw my weight into it.
Let's all calm down for a second and just talk sensibly.
He did ask for a punch to the face.
Oh, I see. What struck the luck? Even after that...
Oh, don't start.
Well, it seems life's worth living. Go on, then.
I hear you have accumulated a wealth of knowledge over the years. Is it not painful to know so much more than people around you?
Why, Melly? You're worried about my ailments?
Pardon?
I've got arthritis, dermatitis, constipation. Bones are as brittle as all hell, and I can never get a wink of sleep. When I do sleep in, the doc's got to come and check my breathing.
Yeah, that's not what she was talking.
Oh, aye.
When you get to the age you must have had to say goodbye to so.
The pits is what it is. But see, look.
So what? You just have to go.
Uni.
I don't really care about this guy's
just wanna
old
know what it's
age,
all
man.
about.
Like,
There's folk out there who get to, it just feels like but I want to be there.
Uni.
sorry, I'm just reading it.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting
sorry.
tired. I didn't get to sleep that
Hard
much
to
last
put it
night.
into words, really.
I want to see what's up with this Melia
No
shit.
longer a part of this, lonely as it is, and painful though the memories be. It is not wholly a tragic tale, for you can keep close to your heart your memories of those dear to you, and that is something to take pride in. That is what will give you strength. Admittedly, my life took a very different path to the likes of my companions here, but such are my thoughts.
Ah, never. That's one for the age.
The fact that you're worrying about us here and now, Uni, I don't think we'll ever forget that.
I'd have to agree. So don't feel like you need to be doing anything special for. It's reassuring enough just being the way you are.
Don't suppose you've got any tissues on you. Spark, why'd you have...
Nobody is leaving you behind. If you ever feel distance between you.
Wait, was this all just to tell me that?
That's about the size of it.
I wonder if Uni's like her kid, man. Like, I have no idea.
Don't
Dude.
just pass it off as your own speak.
Say, Melly, would you mind?
He's straight up ignoring.
I feel like they're just
I don't see
saving
why
it.
not.
They're saving something for like an expansion, man.
Oh, you angel. Now I can shuffle off this mortal coil without regrets.
Knowledgeable my arse.
Life's a cruel journey from one end to the other. But if there's one thing that gives it all,
That's very...
that ain't something I have to teach you, young.
Monica said something like that too.
Isn't there another option?
Still doesn't make much sense to
about,
me though.
I could ask about Melia. Guess that one was fake or something. Or it's a branching conversation that comes back into the same point.
There are as many.
I'll remember that.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Till we meet again, story spin.
Indeed.
Okay.
Good to add more names.
Agnes. I mean, that was a pretty throwaway quest. Like, it was fine, but it was like that. It didn't really reveal anything about the past or, you know, what's up with her. It was kind of just talking about this dude's old age and going on and on about getting old and shit like that. Get Nia talking to Amelia, that'd be cool.
This is a surprise.
Don't worry, I know the whole story.
Oh, bloody hell.
I see you are in good company.
They're kindly serving as my bodyguard. They're assisting me with a number of other matters too.
The assistance goes both ways, actually.
We all one big, happy family.
Yes, that's right.
Indubitably. I have a rough grasp of our present predicament. You've come to hear their side of the story, have you not?
See, they try to make her do the queen thing, but she actually just wants to talk like a jackass. You think throughout these quests she would just start talking like a jackass. Instead they kind of keep it going.
You make it sound as if these are no ordinary Agnians.
With Queen Melia's assistance, we have been closely monitoring them on both sides. I'll get to the point.
To be precise, they were formerly Agnian soldiers, but now they claim to have lost their faith even in Agnes. This intense distrust of the future has driven them to wanton destruction.
So they stopped believing in anything, and now they just want to ruin things for everyone. That's awful.
The Keves and Agnes of today are founded upon mutual trust and respect. At least that is the mood we try to foster. But the reality is that not all of us can readily accept these changes.
The recent outburst was just an act of passion. But if like-minded people were to congregate...
They may gain enough momentum to pose a legitimate threat, is that it? So they're the ones who have incited the latest uproar, I take it.
We might have to prepare for the worst-case scenario.
Minanabite, what make worst case so bad?
He means there could be an attack on the Queen's life.
That's one of the reasons. But we simply can't afford to leave this be. I don't believe they truly want to oppose us. Rather, they feel they are at an impasse. One cannot so easily change their way of life or how they view the world.
Perhaps I ought to assert my authority as queen after all, and...
No. If you lock horns with them now, it's very possible they will shut you out completely. I would rather have you prepare to welcome them in with open arms.
That's incredibly kind of you.
So, where do we find these troublemakers?
It seems they're lying low at Hovering Reef 6.
Seriously?
Presumably they approached under the guise of their fellow Agnian soldiers. The castle isn't on particularly high alert, so it makes sense that they wouldn't arouse...
Yes, as sad as it is, I hear they're pooling their forces.
Fear not. I am no stranger to battle. And besides, look at my entourage.
You shouldn't have to get used to this. Experience can make a person stronger, it's true. But it can't take away one's pain. That goes for queens too, you know.
The mood's turned dark all of a sudden.
I'm aware of that. Thank you, Nia.
Take care, you guys.
Okay.
I see some
I
relations
guess we're
have
going
changed.
Castle fucking Dracula here. Hovering Reef 6. Off we go. Man, it's crazy how much worse this tea tastes out of like a pitcher. Like I bought this like green tea with honey or whatever that Arizona makes. And I usually get the cans. The cans are pretty good, but then I get like the big kind of like gallon jug or whatever. And it's like it's like sour, like way too sweet. It was the same with the Arnold Palmers, man. I don't know what they do, but it tastes so different. It's like much worse, despite being cheaper. I barely even want to have any.
Don't do anything stupid, Melia.
Don't know if it just like sits weird or if they actually make it differently.
Agni and Autolevs.
They've hauled those things out.
As Lady Nia informed us, we should expect them to be hiding in an... I must remind you that we are only here to negotiate.
Sure, but what if they're...
Then suppress them at once. We could even disable...
Hey, I've been meaning to ask for a while now.
Yes. I'm no stranger to the field of battle. Nor is this the first attempt on my life.
What? Even though you're the queen?
Precisely because I am the queen. Is it really so strange for nobles to be acquainted with violence? There was even an assassin within my family once.
I'm sorry. I hope we didn't...
Please. It's perfectly fine. Many are the things that have shaped me into who I am today. Learning to accept my weaknesses. Understanding each other's differences. Opening one's heart to others.
It's like that they left her fucking super curls, man. It's like her defining feature, like the fucking hyper curls.
You must have been in some real good company to learn all that.
Perhaps, yes. Back when I was young and naive, my companions taught me some invaluable lessons.
Naive. And she got cooked, man.
And you took those lessons to heart. That's how you came to be such a magnificent queen.
Though times may change, their teachings will never fade. Which is why I still believe. I believe that our last breaths should not be those of despair.
Okay.
Anybody else feeling curious?
And away we go. God, this shit's uncomfortable. Whole degen mid didn't shave at all during the last few days. I was gonna shave before I got on camera again. I was like, fuck it.
Hello? No.
I assume we'll have to fight, yeah.
Don't move!
Melia.
I'll handle this. My name is Melia Antiqua. I wish only to speak with you.
Speak with us? Rip us to shreds, more like.
You are the ringleader, are you? State your name.
And why should I tell you? The world I once knew is gone. They told us defeating it was the right thing to do. Do you realize? You think I can just tell them, yeah, sorry guys, you died for nothing?
Yeah.
He's lost his cool. Maybe we should step in and deal with him. But Melia told us she'd handle this.
You ruined it!
What's with the, like, thought bubbles all of a sudden? They barely did that in the rest of the game.
Into our heads. You take away our friends.
I'm down with it.
Sully our reasons to live.
They would have done it more.
Friends died that day, but you've killed them all over again.
And that's why you've decided to destroy everything.
That's right. We don't need a shitty world like this anyway.
Is that all?
I told you to stay where you are.
Melia!
Hey! What are you trying to pull?
I could ask you the same thing. Why do you hesitate? You could attack me right now.
Shut up!
You have no desire to destroy anything. You are simply trying to get by in a world where nothing makes sense anymore. And that's why I'm here.
That dude's animation is just popping off over here.
Shut up! Shut up!
You're a lifesaver. Autumn Ray!
You're dealing with me!
You're a lifesaver.
Elemental discharge!
You're the lifesaver.
fire and ash.
Fire and ash.
So that's how it is.
Sorry?
I know all about you. You aren't like us, are you?
She is like us. If you hurt her, she feels pain. She bleeds all the same.
Mio.
That's why she came all this way to hear your story. She wants to know more about you. She wants to share her time with you.
What? Yeah, right. Our lives are like the blink of...
Just because she lives longer, it doesn't mean she's any different from you. We're all here, aren't we? We're all alive.
That's enough, Mio. I see now how you feel about all this.
Mate, have you been making that speech to the Kavesi officers too? Telling everyone that Melia is different to everyone else?
You bet I did. She's so far up herself, it makes me sick.
If anyone's warped, distorted here, it's you.
Then what am I supposed to do? Who else am I supposed to take my rage out on? Tell me the truth.
Oh, Jesus.
I cannot tell you.
I feel like we've seen side quests in this game like this, about them not being able to cope with their world falling apart. It's like, it's not what I really care about seeing with Melia, man. Melia just is here doing like another basic quest. Right?
You must have realized by now. There is no weight to the truth of another.
I mean, it's cool to see like her personality, I suppose, after all this time, but like that's as far as it goes.
If you must have an object
Kind of
of
some
hatred in order to live
rando.
your life, but promise me that someday you'll live just as you and your comrades in arms once did.
It's already too late.
I highly doubt that. You are still breathing, are you not?
Are you all right?
I told you. I am no stranger to battle. Besides, I could not tolerate simply watching from the sidelines.
Melia.
Their sadness, frustration, anger. I shall never forget these feelings. Come. Let us proceed to the next location.
Alrighty, we're about done. Yeah, like I said, I'm not much for post games either, really. Like, there's some cool stuff here that I'm kind of curious about, but I'm tapped out on the story, man. Whew. A lot of the big questions really aren't answered, or we don't really even get to see what's happening all afterwards. They definitely leave off for a future game, like they do with most of them, but
Shall we drop in, perhaps?
a bit more answers would have been cool. I think if the main story, like what was unique to this, was a bit stronger, I wouldn't feel that way.
That'll leave a bruise.
I think it just wouldn't matter, right?
Don't expect miracle.
Here, let me.
Thank you, miss. That would be great. What?
That should suffice. Can you walk?
Yeah. Queen Melia. To what do we owe the honor?
What good is a ruler if they cannot send aid to their people in times of need? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Xeon.
Hey! Hey, look! What? Like the real deal?
Right, back to my post. Excuse me. Origin's attack unfortunately caused a landslide near Alfeto Valley entrance. We've been treating the wounded, and also dispatched a survey team to scan. The thing is, we've lost contact with the survey team. The line...
There was a really loud sound earlier on.
I see. Uni, how are you doing over there?
I've healed up the worst of them. Now they just need a little R&R.
Oh, really? I've got to lie down?
Come on. If you've got the energy to flap your trap already, you'll be back on your feet in no time.
I see I had no cause to worry.
How many were on the survey team?
3. One was piloting the Levnis. Okay. I've sent the landslide's location to your iris.
Got it.
If you happen to see an Anita from the survey team, tell her to give back what she owes. Because I'll be waiting here until she...
I'll be sure to deliver the message. I'm so sorry to have let this come to pass, everyone. This ordeal will be over ere long.
You watch yourself too, Your Majesty.
I hope you find...
We've made
Okay.
friends.
There's not much to say, man.
Hey, look at that! A survey branch Levnis.
Quickly.
Okay.
We must rescue them at once.
Like, I'm just kind of hoping to, like, hear some cool things in relation to their history and the other games and Worlds Collide and all that, but I feel like they're holding back for some to tell you later. Or to, I guess, just have you imagine it, even though it's not like it's an ambiguous ending, it's what happened in the past thing.
Right, that's her injuries about treated.
You're a survivor by nature. Good fortune that we made.
Oh, I can't thank you. Say, you wouldn't happen to be Anita by any chance?
Yeah, I'm Anita.
Oh, that's great news. There was a guy in the rescue tent who was really worried about you. He said he wanted you to pay him back or something?
I suspect that was merely an excuse. He seemed really rather worried. Very insistent that you make it back.
Oh, it's got to be Kurt. He can be a little faint-hearted at times.
Ah. So you've been joined at the hip since childhood?
Joined at the...
I mean that you were inseparable. You've had a special connection throughout your lives. You understand each other's feelings and you lift each other up in times of need. Is what I'm trying to say. Your friends are irreplaceable. Be sure to treasure them.
Yes, Mom.
Does she have someone in mind herself? There's someone out there special to her.
They do a lot of like inner thoughts and just these side quests. It's odd that they don't incorporate this into much else.
But then, she was imprisoned in Origin for so long.
I guess they don't ever need to keep their thoughts to themselves outside of these ancient characters. Already dead. Yes, could you answer that? Can we get clarification? I'm sure they are, but it'd be nice to see her thoughts and them to elaborate on it a bit.
His foot's trapped.
Using arts would be fun.
Someone call for heavy...
Yeah.
You're in safe hands now.
Yes.
Hang in there just a little long.
Alright, generic guy.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
You got a helmet on, you're not worth shit. You dead?
Hold on. It's going to be okay. There was a second landslide.
We're well aware.
Bazoing?
Do not move from this spot.
Right. I think that's the lot of them.
I wouldn't relax just yet. The landslides have formed a sharp incline. I hardly need to state this, but...
Getting caught in another landslide. We must make some distance.
Okay.
Something smells exquisite.
It's like this kind of side quest would probably be okay as we're just like going through the story, right? Like, you know, it's just a little side quest. We'll get some XP, see one of our characters in action a bit. But there's a lot more writing, a lot more expectations for a quest involving like a Xenoblade Chronicles 1 character. Right? There's a lot of mystery and a lot of, you know, tie-ins. You're wanting to know a little bit more stuff. And it's just to kind of go through like kind of a basic quest line. It's like,
The Queen has returned! Welcome back! We're glad to see you safe, Your Majesty!
It's not like it's horrible or anything, but like for post-game, it's like, I don't...
We were at the site of the landslide, but the situation remains precarious.
More would be nice.
It is vital that we remove the remaining
Like the rest of the game, a bit more would be nice.
You shall have the castle's aid.
Not of literal time or anything, but like just Hope for a bit more. A bit more juice.
But your own assistance in this matter would also be most appreciated.
Oh, we'd be glad to help.
But if we hadn't, I don't regret it. Because
Forsaken.
The only time we normally ever get to meet your majesty is at the... We've been through so many bitter times.
You make a valid point. From this moment on, I will endeavor to the best of my ability to allay your fears.
Ah, you're too kind, your majesty.
Then, in the interest of allaying fears, there may be another matter I would like to discuss with you.
Oh yes? Speak up then.
I would like, from this moment on, to let the colony elect their commander, of their own volition. And I don't mean just for appointing a successor after. If they make their voices known, then I think I would gladly relinquish my position as commander this second.
What?
What brought this on?
Then, you wish to formally step down?
Well, I was always the consul's favorite plaything. I was a mere pawn, dancing to his whims, enacting his orders. But in coming to terms with our new life, I began to realize the qualities...
Please don't belittle yourself, Xeon. You've worked so hard to get where you are.
Believe me, I've thought about this long and hard. About who really fits the role of a commander. It must be someone we all look up to. Someone with whom we can share our path.
Xeon.
While I do not object to your logic, Xeon, I hope you realize that our role is in essence naught but a figurehead. What that figurehead represents, however, is something only you can decide.
It's down to me.
A person is not shaped solely by their birthright or innate qualities. As long as you remain critical of who you are, whether you deserve the position or not has little relevance.
This crisis of conscience, you once experienced...
Her VA's voice is definitely really solid for kind of like this regal queen, right? It's very,
Of course.
very noble.
Everyone has their battles with self-doubt. How else, if you remain true to yourself, then you have nothing to fear. In this rich tapestry of life, you must find the path that you are willing to weave.
I will give it more thought then.
Very good. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Malia must have had her share of hardship to talk about these things in such depth. If she's ever stuck in a rut, I wonder if we'll be able to console her in the same way. Would she even want that?
Penny for your thoughts, Noah.
No, it's nothing. We should get going. We've got some traveling ahead of us.
Alrighty.
I think we've done the rounds here. Let's head back to the castle.
The castle. Not where we want to be. This will be it. Walking up here, seeing what they gotta say, and boom, baby. Boom, baby. Oh, Jesus. It's 5 p.m. Yep. A powerful stream game. Anyways, next game will be
No, I will not falter. There is but one path to take.
I hate the waiting part.
will be Plague Tale. I guess, since that's leaving Game Pass, and I'd like to play that before the new one. So that'll probably just be a whole day game. And then after that, I'll probably do the Octoling expansion.
You've returned.
I trust it's been quiet
And
in my
that'll be a
absence.
day, and then we'll do Soul Hackers 2 after that.
I see that you have calmed down.
Back into the JRPGs again.
Yes, I have realized. However fervent my loyalty, if I am ever the source of Her Highness's anguish, it does no good.
You think too deeply, Isel. 'Tis your mind's fiction.
Ah, I will rectify that.
I am sure you will.
How was your trip? And what of the world?
Mankind's follies. People never learn. Whatever the passage of fate may bring, we must never lose the spirit of defiance, lest we submit to injustice, as we once did.
again. Why does she look so sad?
My friends and I, we fought hard for all this. We staked our lives on this future. And if there's a chance to keep it that way, I too will be happy to sacrifice myself for this world.
Snuff that for a laugh. I hate that. You're the important one here.
Pardon?
It's true. It's something I noticed before. As befits a queen, you're always thinking about your subjects. But who thinks about what's best for you?
Seeing you suffer alone like this, none of us like it.
Pardon?
It's too sad to think about.
You what,
Losing you,
mate?
that is.
Snuff this,
You're one of
snuff that.
Yeah, think about how much you always think of us. It's only fair if you let us do the same for you.
The nods.
I am speechless.
Melia, you are needed in this world. But you weren't born solely for the world's sake.
That may be so. However,
This is some
If you
kind of
permit me,
remix
I'll gladly lend you my strength.
of the Xenoblade 1
Not
thing.
because you are our queen, but because we're travelers in the here and now. So we should live together.
I'm glad you're with us, Melia.
It's
Fighting alongside you all is the best.
the people.
yes. You are right. How funny. Though wisdom is said to come with age, still you all seem to teach me so much. If some things elude my grasp, your words show me that there is more to life.
At least they showed
They
them.
guide me when I run astray.
Fucking hell, Nia didn't even get to see them on in her memories.
How fortunate I am to have you.
Now that's more
The
like
way
it,
she
girl.
said you was like she was saying it to a singular person.
Melia, thank you. Thank you for always having believed in us.
She head nodded at Riku in the end of the main game. Is that gonna
Now
be
we
in
embark on our
a?
quests to create the future.
Is that gonna be in the expansion pass too, man? Is it just implied there's something going on? We're supposed to figure it out. They didn't really reveal anything there again. I mean, you gotta assume everybody's dead.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
Anyway, clearly they're saving a bunch of shit or something, I guess, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, that was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm glad I played it, had fun with it, super long. Even with me going slow, it would have been very long regardless. Apologize, I played a lot of this off stream. If anybody's actually interested in some takes on certain parts and all that. I think that just some of the exploration, some of the walking around and stuff is just not engaging enough for full focus. It was kind of a chance for me to kind of get some stuff together and do some thinking and shit, writing some notes and all that stuff for a few days, but the stream will be a little distracted there. Be back to normal from here on. Be doing streams every day. It's not really, I mean, other than the conversations we could just kind of generally have in the chat, there's really nothing to talk about when we're playing this outside story moments. So it's kind of whatever for that. So anyways, that was kind of why I decided just to do most of this off stream. So first time impressions by starters could be really fun or super tedious. Like the anime plot recap before you can get into the original content. It's be the game, so it feels like a super tutorial. I mean, it depends on how the gameplay is. I expected just to replay the story with like just a couple of new things, but it depends on that gameplay. Unless you're just watching cutscenes the whole time, then that sucks. Yeah, so overall in this game, enjoyable. I thought it was fun. I think you like Xenoblade, you like this. But don't expect anything really pushing the medium, pushing the boundaries. It's not really innovating much. I wouldn't call it overly ambitious or anything. It's just kind of Xenoblade. It furthers the story of the other two, but it doesn't really answer all that much. Anything that gives you more questions. I feel like they're prepping for another Torna or something, which is a little disappointing. But I think they could have just had something stronger in most fields. I think the combat could have just flowed a lot better. Could have been more balanced. I think there's a lot of lazy shit like the sound balancing. That was just kind of bad. I think they could have just pushed how you interacted with the world and how exploration worked more. I mean, it's still just the auto walk stuff that they've always had. The terrain stuff is a joke. It's like you have the ability to walk up a hill, right? Or walk in poison. It's not anything big. They try to do some stuff with like boats, but too little, too late kind of thing. So the art direction, it's pretty cool, but nothing really wowed me. Maybe it's because these kinds of giant open games from Japan are more common now. It's like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, SMT5, obviously a bunch of Xenoblade, stuff like that. So I think they get by a novelty alone, and that's kind of where I'm at for all of it. It's all solid, but I think they weren't running on all cylinders with this one. It's enjoyable. I'd recommend it for sure, unless you just hate this kind of thing. But yeah, I hope they really, I really hope they push it in the next one, or at least just if they're gonna do the same thing, really clean up all the little stuff. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like I said, tomorrow's game will be, because I'm done for today. It'll be, well, maybe done for today. Probably done for today. I streamed. I was playing some of this offline beforehand. The next game will be Plague Tale, the first one. I don't know if you got interest on that, but it'll be mostly just, I think it's a very heavy story game. I don't know what kind of gameplay it has, but that'll be like a day-long thing, so. Another JRPG in a bit, but I'll be streaming that one. It'll be Soul Hackers, so. Anyways, guys, have a good one.